Are we? Who are we missing this week?
We are missing Nylar and Malak this week, but
Who are we missing right now? Anybody?
no, I think we have everybody,
Okay,
and
good.
we are live. Thanks everyone for joining, watching. We actually have quite a few viewers tonight, which is awesome. Shout out to One Headbutt Meg for following. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Standard disclaimer: do not listen to this around children. We are a raunchy bunch, and these guys make it even better.
We're not raunchy. We're salty old bastards.
DM has a radio voice. I have been told that many times. I don't hear it, but okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yes, it's on the table, child.
You're in the wrong field, Brandon.
Apparently so,
you
but I
guys-
heard radio doesn't pay as well. So
I
guys-
was gonna say your field pays more, but
what?
you have the voice for a lower paying career.
Yeah.
One of you guys need to mute your Twitch.
I do not have Twitch
mine's
running.
muted.
Mine's muted.
I'm not even on.
Because it is just echoing everything we're saying, and I'm hearing double conversations.
Sneaking in on the conversation over here.
Is it Brandon?
It shouldn't be. I'm not running Twitch.
Yours is running through your board, right?
Yeah.
God damn it, Chris.
Don't, God damn it, Meg. God damn it.
All right. I'm gonna mute myself and listen just.
Yep. I don't hear any echo.
Well,
Me
we'll
neither.
see here in a second. I'll be able to tell.
Right.
Nope. There it is. It's either I don't think it's my Twitch, because I...
What are you using to communicate?
There is no echo. One Headbutt Meg also says no echo. Also, everyone, follow everyone that chats on Twitch. Everyone that's coming in on Twitch obviously has a Twitch account. Even if they don't stream, follow them. Because they may pick it up one day. Maybe they're here just to kind of see how things are going and they want to aspire to be a streamer. Go do that.
By the way,
yeah.
Meg
This-
also
this-
might
that, buddy.
want to DM or play.
Right on.
Brandon, you're up.
I am starting another campaign. I am working out the logistics. It is not going to be the same campaign, so that would be me writing two different campaigns. So that is, I'm in the process of writing it. There's a lot of work into it. I've been writing this one for quite a while. So keep tuned. If you are interested, make sure you follow me on Twitch and Facebook, facebook.com/BrandonNerdJab and twitch.tv/BrandonNerdJab. I'd really appreciate it. All right.
I'm already on it. I'm already there.
Yeah, you are. All
I
right,
think we're all here.
gentlemen, let's get started. So,
Let's get that recap.
just another quick disclaimer. Do not let your kids listen. We are raunchy-ass motherfuckers.
Salty old bastards.
We haven't discussed that yet. That's in-game talk.
Damn it!
That's what you said last week.
I know, but we didn't get to
Everyone
it.
had the most votes on Wednesday was officially our team name.
It is officially our team name. However, it has not come up yet because what you were supposed to do last week was go straight to Mara and be like, all right, let's get this caravan started. And then someone was going to ask you, what do you guys call yourselves?
When does
Instead,
that happen?
some fucking shenanigans happen. So recap of everything you guys have done so far. You guys are level 2 now. You guys leveled up at this last stage because you did find children. You saved them in a way. You saved them from staying undead. So you got some notoriety there. You cleared out all the rats in Rothsey by destroying the warlock that was controlling them, albeit a very unique way of doing so. You were not supposed to battle him there with
Man, you can't
everyone
let us
around
go
him.
in a tavern. It never ends good.
I know. I know.
Every time.
Especially when Bjork starts throwing around them frickin' finger guns.
Yeah,
Especially
those
when
finger
you've got
guns.
2 more nights worth of story you're trying to play out.
Well,
I'm just
you
saying.
know, he's pretty gullible, so it's easy to get him into trouble. It's got to be like, hey, Bjork, that chick's into you. He's like, oh.
He's like, hey.
And we're all just sitting back and laughing.
Exactly.
And then Sharkbait shows up, and we're all like, where the fuck have you been, bro?
We still don't know. We'll
I would
find
be
out.
mad that you guys are picking on me, but I don't even understand. So
Yeah, you don't even know. That's the best
Roll,
part.
roll for.
It's like, what's up, dudes? That was cool.
I don't even roll for perception anymore.
last
He's like,
thing-
I just go off of it. Oh, go
yeah,
ahead.
no, you're good.
He, I'm
I'll
done.
say let's continue on
I'm
with the
done.
recap here.
Go
All right.
ahead.
The last thing you guys did before you left Rothsey was make a business arrangement, turning a tavern into a brothel. I worked out the logistics around it. It will take 5 in-game days for them to get all their paperwork done and the guild associations done. But after the 5th day is when you are going to start either losing money or gaining money. And I will keep track of that. And when you hit 20 days, they know where you're going, and there will be a quote-unquote check waiting for you guys to divide.
Can I buy business insurance?
No.
I get the State Farm
they have
Dragon
that?
insurance.
The State Farm Dragon Insurance? Yes.
Or
For sure.
Jake, the elf from
Okay,
State
we're
Farm.
The State Farm Dragon insurance on that bar back there in Rothsey. So if a dragon comes and burns it down, we're covered.
So actually, you guys wouldn't have to worry about that at all, right? Because you didn't
Oh
actually
yeah,
do
it's
any
not our
investments.
place. We're just taking a percentage.
Yeah. Like, you somehow sweet-talked this motherfucker into using his own stuff, providing his own people, and still getting a
It's
cut,
'cause
even though you're
Bjork
doing
fucked
nothing.
his brother.
Yeah, probably.
No, that's because Straka's really good with that silver tongue he's got.
Well, yeah. That's
No, man. When all of all right. Going back to the fucking his brother thing. When all this started, for some reason, all I heard was that I was fucking a guy that worked at the tavern, and I thought it was the owner. So I was like, man, I'm gonna fuck him out of his mortgage for this tavern, and then found out it was just his brother that didn't really matter.
So here's the thing.
Now his brother's in love with you, and he's gonna send you love letters every week. Remember?
And,
I'm
and
hip to
here's
that.
the best part, right? You never asked who it was. You just assumed. You're like, hey, there's a person. It's
Yeah, I
human.
think I asked afterwards.
Yeah.
Like after I rolled to talk him into it.
Yep. You're
That's
like,
when
oh,
you
who
You were
am I
like,
talking
yeah,
to?
man, this guy's ugly, and it's not even the owner of the bar.
Yeah.
I dodged it, and it hit Chris in the face.
Yeah.
No, let's just not start
Put the
that.
lotion on the skin.
Yep, needed the lotion.
This is a good
well,
recap.
I'm not gonna lie. Dragoon did need some lotion. Just not that kind of lotion. Okay.
Okay.
Well,
Can't
that's
be
right.
Okay.
At the time.
We've
so.
got limited inventory, man. You can't be picky.
That's true. All right. So we begin with the caravans loading up. You do have about an hour in game to get any supplies that you need.
Ooh.
So what do you guys wanna
DM
do?
question: Is
Sure.
there a herbal shop anywhere?
You can
Herb
ask
shop.
around. Go ahead and roll. Go ahead and roll an investigation. That way, because you're basically going to just start asking people around.
We're still in Mara, right?
We are, yes.
I'm going to
14.
I'm gonna
Okay.
book it to that little general store.
Do you know where it's at?
I remember from last time.
Okay. So you go ahead and head to the general store. Dragoon, you do find out pretty quickly, actually, where the herbist shop is, and you head that way. So we'll go ahead and do the herbalist shop first. So, Chris, you walk in, and you see it's a very smoky building. And it's not like anything's on fire, but you can definitely tell there's some herb being burned. You smell some sage and some lavender. You smell a lot of different smells kind of intertwined, and it does make you feel good, almost invigorated being there. What do you want to do?
I want to walk up to the shopkeep and ask him if he has some herb for my peace pipe.
So she looks at you and says, "It's ma'am, okay?"
Excuse me, ma'am.
And it does look like a man. They have a full beard, but it is a dwarf. So you are not surprised that a female dwarf has a beard. She looks around. She goes, "What kind of herb are you looking for?"
I take a little piece of my herb out of my pocket and I hand it to her and I say, "This is what I'm looking for."
Okay. She looks at you, looks at the herb, and she kind of pinches it between her fingers and rubs it a little bit to feel the texture. She sniffs it, and then she kind of like puts a little dab on her tongue, and you see her there kind of tasting it and smelling it and feeling the texture. And she goes, "Oh," this is the marijuana. I got some of this."
Man,
And
she owes you a silver piece now.
No, she can have that one. That's free.
that's just a taster. So she goes in the back and she yells back, "How much do you want?"
How much is it? A half.
She comes back up. She goes, "Honey, I deal in days, not amounts."
Oh, all right. 20 days worth.
20 days worth. Okay, let me see what I have in stock. I may not have that much, but give me just a second.
Okay. Okay. I also yell back to her and ask if she would like to trade some herb for my herb.
Dragoon, just curious, how much did you have left?
About 3 days, we'll say.
Okay.
About 3 days worth.
Gotcha.
She comes back up and she has a couple bundles. She goes, "Honey, someone just almost bought me out, and no one told me. I only have 8 days worth. I can get some more in, but it's going to take a couple weeks. 8 days worth will cost you
$7 billion.
$7 billion.
8 days worth will cost you around 35 gold."
Hmm. Do you deal in trades by any chance?
I may. What do you got?
I have this here vial.
And you
Now,
show her
it said vial is
And-
not something you want to completely mess with. It is for a just-in-case measure.
She looks at you and looks at the vial, and I'm assuming it's the vial that is filled.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She unstops the stopper and sniffs. She goes, "Oh, this is not my kind of vial."
Like I said, this is a one kind of vial for a just-in-case measure.
Okay. So she looks at you. She goes, "Give me just a second." And she turns around, and you see her kind of touch her hand or her middle finger to her forehead, almost to her temple, and you see her mouth moving, but you don't actually hear anything at all.
Ooh.
And she turns around. She goes, "I'll give you 15 gold for it."
How about this? You said you wanted 35 for the 8 days.
Mm-hmm.
Make it 15 gold for it, and I'll give you that vial.
Roll persuasion.
12.
She says, 20 gold and that vial.
$15 gold, the vial, and I'll give you 1 day's worth of mine.
She looks at you, looks at, she still has that little dab that she has. She goes, "Mine's better."
Roll stealth and sleight of hand.
No. Okay. 20 gold, my vial for the 8 days.
Yep, that'll work.
All right, deal.
So you guys do the exchange. Subtract 1 vial from your inventory, please. And
Somebody's
20
got a
gold.
lot of wind noise, by the way.
Yes, I hear it as well.
It's so hot without it.
I know. I know you did, dude. I'm sorry. Now, Chris, when she does hand this over to you, or sorry, Dragoon, when she hands this over to you, you realize this is actually like you can smell the quality, and it is quite good.
Pungent?
Yes, it is. It's quite pungent, and you realize that 8 days for her stuff may actually equate to about 16 for you.
Ooh.
Or 8, depending on how you want to roll the dice.
Or 8, depending on how you want to roll the dice. Do keep that in mind. She pockets the vial and she touches her finger to her head again. You see her mumbling again, but you can't hear anything, not even a mumble.
Can I roll for an investigation on that by chance?
Are you proficient in
Or-
Arcana?
I should be.
Oh, you are. Yes, and you have advantage. So go ahead and roll with advantage on an Arcana check.
Ooh, an Arcana. So that is a nat 20
Yeah.
on the high note.
So yeah,
Plus 5.
you definitely know what's going on. She is using the spell Sending, which essentially lets you send a message to anyone that you know in 25 words or less. And then that person gets to respond for free without spending any spells. So she is communicating with someone about something.
Is she done communicating?
Yes, she is, and she's just smiling at you. Can I help you anything else?
I look at her and ask, do you have time to sit down and maybe teach one?
Teach you what?
No, teach.
Oh, cheat with her.
Yes.
She goes, if you use your stash.
That's fine.
All right. So,
We'll use mine.
are you using your old stash or your new stash?
I'm going to use a little bit of both.
Okay, so mix them
Let's
up a
take
little
it.
bit.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys just sit down, and she does not take as much as you because she kind of tells you that she needs to keep a straight mind because she is during business hours, and she does not want to be swindled.
Which is fair and understandable.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, you guys sit down. Since you did mix it with your old, you kind of, at this point, which is really smart of you to do this because you can feel how much of a difference there is. So you do know with partaking of the mixture that you would need less for the same amount of response.
Oh, wow. I look at her and I tell her you have an amazing stash.
Thank you. I grew up myself.
It is not comparative. Excuse me. It is in no comparison to mine in a good way.
All right. Now
I
I need
haven't
you.
had stuff like this in a very long time.
I need you to roll a Constitution saving throw, please.
Uh-oh.
Oh. You underestimate
15?
how good it is.
Okay. Yeah, you're feeling really good. It is a nice, solid, calming effect. You can tell that it is still a little more than you're used to, but it is very nice. You are chill, which is not a real condition, but I'm saying it. You are chill for the next 5 hours.
Chill.
Elaborate, please.
Basically, you just, no matter what someone says to you, you just kind of let it roll off your back. You're not going to
That's
get
kind of-
angered quickly.
That's Dragoon anyways.
Exactly, but that's because you're used to that.
You wait.
I look at her, though, as we were smoking, and I compliment her. I go, by the way, not to be rude, but I noticed you were sending a message.
I
don't want to peek into your private life,
but you are.
I don't appreciate having a message sent in front of me, though.
Where are you?
Hmm?
Where? She
Who am
asked
I?
you where you are.
I'm Dragoon Wanderer.
No, where you are.
Where am I? In the shops with her, if I'm not mistaken.
Uh-huh. So she goes, yeah, you're in my shop.
Excuse Okay. Excuse my rudeness. I take back what I said.
She smiles like she's feeling pretty good too, and she said, "I was just talking to another shop owner to see what he would charge, or to see what he would pay for your vial,
Oh,
to make sure
If
I
you-
wasn't being swindled."
if you don't mind me asking, and this has nothing to do with our earlier one, so if you made more, I'm not going to be mad about it. I promise you that. I just want to know if it sells for more. That's it. Yes or no?
Like would someone else buy it for more? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Or- okay.
If he offered her more than what she gave me.
Equal.
Okay. So there is a buyer out there for these.
Oh, most definitely, and you will meet him soon. He is part of the caravan.
Oh, really?
Also, bear in mind, buying price is lower than selling price.
Yes,
is
so
very
they will
true.
buy it almost half of what you will buy it at.
May I ask you one more question?
Of course.
May I ask his name?
You can ask him when you see him. All I know is
Alright.
him as all I know of him is the alchemist.
Okay. Well, I do think I've taken up enough of your time now. I appreciate the 8 days worth and the trade and bartering.
She nods
But
to you and
I-
just smiles. She's still just sitting there being super chill. Yeah, she's just feeling pretty good.
I gotta ask, how did you like the stuff from my town?
It's all right. It's not as strong as mine, but it's all right.
I will agree with you there. I have no complaints at all. How long does it normally take for you to get more?
A fresh stock is available about every 2 weeks.
And if I buy more, do I get a better deal?
Sometimes.
Okay. Is it always the same or does it change?
It does fluctuate. You know, there is supply and demand.
Okay. Alright. Does she I also asked her, do you have any newer looking peace pipes by chance? Mine's a little old and raggedy.
She looks at you. Or she looks at your pipe because obviously you're smoking out of it. And she says, "How about a trade? I'll give you a new one for that one there."
I kind of look at her funny and I ask her, why would you want my old one?
I collect things.
Fair enough. Can I see yours? The one you're offering to trade? Because I have had this one for a very long time.
She nods and she grabs a couple of different ones. There's one that's beautifully blown glass, and it has streaks of blue and gold in it. And at the bowl, it's just kind of like a spiral into a dot in the center. That's just beautifully crafted and beautifully blown. And then there's another one that is almost corn cob like. It is very earthy, and you can definitely tell that there's going to be a difference between the two. One is more earthy, while the other one is more industrial.
Corn cob one, bro. Corn cob.
I look at her and I go, now you do realize I am an adventurer.
Yes.
Go with the glass.
How strong is that glass?
It'll withhold quite a bit. Just don't drop it off a cliff.
Oh. Now
Gorilla Glass 7.
tell me a little more about this earth one though, because I'm kind of leaning a little bit more towards that.
Go ahead and roll an investigation for it.
All right. I have advantage on an investigation.
Yep. So roll twice and take the higher number.
So that's 21.
Yeah, so you can tell there is something about this pipe. You're not sure what exactly it is. It looks very homemade, to be honest, like backwoods type of homemade. But
Something I would have seen someone carving.
yeah. Someone definitely carved this, but there's also what looks like almost like scratches all around the outside of the bowl. If you would like, you can roll an Arcana check to check that out.
I would actually.
And you do get advantage on that too, because you have advantage on Arcana.
That is another 21.
All right, yeah, you look at it and you can definitely see they're very runic. You can't tell if it's magical or not, but you can definitely see that the inscriptions are runic, which is very comparative to a lot of wizard spells that you've seen or that you've come across in your travels. That's pretty much all you can tell about it.
I just asked her one last question before I decide.
Okay.
How did you acquire them? If you don't mind me asking.
She smiles and just says, "I collect things." And you can tell both have been used. Like, they're not brand new, but neither is yours.
Well, in fairness. One last question. I want to investigate the glass one.
Okay, pretty much what I already told you.
Okay.
It is blue and gold with spiral. The bowl spirals down into a point. It is beautifully blown. You don't see anything special about it, though.
I tell her I would like the corn cob one.
She smiles even broader than before. She says, "Deal." And you switch pipes.
I tell her thank you.
Nylar's
May I ask your
voice is
name?
whispering in your head, telling you to pee on it to clean it before you eat it.
Nylar's not here, so he can't.
He's commenting.
I know.
He did too.
That's why I said his voice is in your head.
Yeah, you turn around and Nylar's there, and it's fucking weird. Like, you did not see him come in or anything.
What the fuck are you
He's like,
doing here?
"Pee on it."
He's a sneaky little bastard.
I'm not gonna pee on it.
And the woman's like, "Oh," and it's like, you could tell like she was not expecting someone new to just appear out of nowhere.
I'm sorry about that. He's a sneaky little bastard.
She smiles and nods, and she lets out a slight giggle, and you can tell it's not because he just appeared out of nowhere. It's because she's probably never seen a gnome that muscular before.
I look at her and I walk over to my buddy. I grab him by his back and I pull him over and I go, "What is your name again, ma'am?"
My name is Agatha.
Agatha. This is Nylar.
Hello, Nylar. And you were?
I am Dragoon the Wanderer.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure
just-
to meet you.
Just as you are kind of wrapping up his conversation, another customer does walk in, and she smiles and nods at you and then walks across the room because, you know, you guys were kind of in a corner cheeching along, and heads to her desk, and she says, "Have a good trip," and then starts talking to the new customer.
I look at her and nod and say I will. And I will be back in to see you again.
She smiles and nods and continues her conversation. We will shift over to Bjork. You were going to the general store, correct?
Yep.
All right. So you walk in, and a typical general store. You have, you know, a bunch of items on your left and right. There is a couple cases that you can kind of just browse through. What are you looking for?
I'm gonna walk up and I'm gonna shake the guy's hand. I'm gonna say, "Oh, dear old friend, it's good to see you again."
He smiles and's like, yeah, yeah. What are you looking for?
Well, I've got a small list here, and I don't know if you'd like to compare it with yours and give me some prices.
Okay.
The few things I'm looking for a few pieces of chalk. I'm looking for a bell, a whistle, some playing cards, a lock, and some thieves' tools.
He
Out of character, I did my homework this week, Brandon.
good, good. A lot of that is actually in thieves' tools. Like a bell is in thieves' tools. It's
It's
basically
in what?
a bell is actually in thieves' tools. It's basically like an alarm, so you can tell when someone's coming.
Right.
So that's already included. Chalk also is included because they use it for different things in thieves' tool sets. So
Gotcha.
most of that can be combined into thieves' tools and locksmith and a lock.
Gotcha.
So he looks at it and he pulls out thieves' tools kit and a padlock, and he looks at you, goes, "Would you be interested in manacles?"
A necklace?
Manacles.
Manacles.
Out of character, you mean monocle?
Nope.
Monocle?
Manacles.
Manacles.
Handcuffs.
Can you describe
Handcuffs.
what this is? Ah. How did you come about these?
I traded it for something else. And he grins very slyly. Like he doesn't want to tell you exactly who had one and sold it to him and what he gave in return.
I see. Well, I'm not going to tell you no to anything. However, I do want to discuss the terms that you have with these three items.
So he looks them over and he says, "So typically, I don't sell these outright. However, I do a bit of trading off the books, you see, especially when it comes down to providing things for unruly purposes."
I see. Well, I've actually got in my possession. You'd be rather surprised. I've got a rusty old dagger that once belonged to a famous wizard that you may have heard of.
And who would that be?
That is Merlin.
Who is this Merlin?
You haven't heard of Merlin?
Nope.
Well, I'd say you need to get out of your little town a little more often.
This is a trading hub, so we see and hear all sorts. However, I want you to roll deception like a motherfucker.
Yep. I was waiting for that.
You better roll good.
Make me proud.
Oh, it probably won't.
Make me proud.
Man, this whole tablet is slow. Yeah, that's a nat 10.
For a +0, got it. Okay. He smiles at you again, and he says, "First, gold doesn't rust. Second, there's nothing magical about this."
You called me out. Well, if you're interested in trading, what say you? I'm probably not going to get away with bullshitting him again, am I?
You never know. He hears all kinds of stories, so if something does match up with something that he may have heard before, you might be able to get away with it.
How How about Jesse James? You ever heard of that character?
No.
Well, out in the western portion of this land, he was a famous thief, and I actually happened to come across his personal dagger that he carried for 15 years, and a crowbar that he used to break into many bank vaults.
He looks at you again, grinning like a motherfucker. You better roll even better than before.
God, I would hope I can roll better than before.
No, I mean like the DC is higher.
Oh, fuck.
And I will explain why in a second.
He's got a 20 now. Oh, shit. Yeah, no. I'm just joking, friend.
What'd you roll?
A 9.
Okay. He smiles at you and he said, "There's not much more west than next to the sea." And you do realize Rothsea is right next to the sea of this country. And it's only a half a day's journey, or a full day's journey.
So,
but then he looks at you and he says, "I'll tell you what. Why don't you still give me the rusted dagger, the other dagger, 20 gold, and your name, and we'll have a deal."
Can I pop in and be like, "Do you like up close magic?"
Don't you incite me, sir.
Shuffling my cards in my hand.
Actually, I'm going to point out one more thing to this gentleman.
Okay, well, he is now looking at Traka because he did pipe in.
Okay.
And he says, "What you got?"
So fan out the cards and tell him, "Pick a card. Don't let me see it, but remember it and put it back."
He does so, and go ahead and roll performance. With disadvantage because you're not proficient with your card tricks yet.
It'd be a 13.
Okay. So he does grab a card, and he slides it back in. You shuffle him up, and you think you know where it's at, and you draw a card, and you accidentally drew 2. And one of them was his card, but the other was not. So play off that.
Just grab him and say, "Oh, this happens sometimes." And
Okay, sorry.
can I see if he's looking at a particular card?
He is looking directly at you.
All right.
He says, "Which one?" And then I'm going to roll a d20, and you tell me high or low.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Hi.
It was a 4, so you do pick the wrong card. He looks back at Bjork and says, "You were saying?"
Well, sir, I'm not trying to question your intelligence or your wisdom of the area, and I'm going to pull out a small stone that I own that has a hole in the center. Now I'm going to ask him, have you ever seen one of these?
Describe it to everyone.
So it's kind of a round-shaped stone. It's got a hole that's been hand drilled into the center of it, and there's kind of insignia markings that have been etched into it of what seems to be waves and possible monsters, kind of riddled within the waves.
He does not. He has never seen that before.
Well, sir, this here is a navigation tool. It's called a sunstone, and it's used at sea So if you think that that sea just west of here is all that there is west, I can promise you I've journeyed out there, and it's not.
You did say this country.
Yes, sir.
And our country does stop at the sea.
Aye. Well, I meant land in general. You tried telling me that there was nothing west of here, that the sea was the tipping point.
I did say the country.
So that being said, when I told you that I obtained it from a man that was out west, I was actually talking about another land.
Okay. Roll. I guess technically this would be persuasion because this is not.
Technically,
there
it
is
wouldn't be deception
Right.
because
correct. So
that would be an 8.
okay. So he.
It just keeps going down. I don't know
it
what's
does
happening.
by 1. It's fantastic.
It's this damn tablet.
He nods and he says, "Okay, you are correct, but my offer still stands."
Aye.
It's a good deal.
Well, the deal you gave was the 3 items that I offered.
2, the dagger and a rusted dagger, and then your
Ah.
name, and 20 gold.
Well, what is my name to you?
A name is a name.
And along
His
with a
name's
name
Jeff.
comes a face and an accusation. Do you
His
have
name
any
is Jeff.
accusations?
I do not.
Well, sir,
Telling him his name is Jeff.
and
All right, roll deception.
are you in the room?
Yeah, he's in there with
Yeah.
you. He was doing the card trick.
You spoke.
Come on, Jeff. It's time to get this done. We gotta get out of here.
And he cocks an eyebrow. So Traka, go ahead and roll deception.
My name's Jeff.
It'll be a 12.
Okay. He rolled a 13, so he's not. He doesn't trust completely. But he's not sure, so he just looks back at Bjork.
I'm gonna look at him as he's kind of questioning here, and I'm gonna say, my friend here, my name is Jeff, but my friends call me Bojack.
Jeff to Bojack.
Yes, sir. It's kind of a name that we picked up when we were in the war together. Funny little nickname that described a dwarf that was traveling with us. Everybody said we looked similar. I didn't see it.
Interesting. Roll deception. This is the time to roll high.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen, man. It's gonna be a 7 anyway.
Let's try it.
All right, hang on. Give this.
You need to buy
Give
some
this-
dice.
Because
good
he
sir.
did help you, you do get advantage.
Man, if this okay, all right. I get advantage on this one.
Yep, so roll twice and take the higher number.
All right, so the first one was an 11. The second one, I'm actually going to pull out my own physical dice and roll it.
Good idea.
Please to God.
All right, so that one's a 16.
He looks at you and he says, Bojack. Okay. And then he hands his hand out, waiting for the 20 gold and 2 daggers.
I'm going to take the 2 daggers. I'm going to hold them in my left hand, and I'm going to reach into my coin purse, and I'm going to pull out 20 gold pieces and set them on the table, and reach my hand out at the same time.
All right. He hands you the manacles, the thieves tools kit, and the padlock. And the thieves tools kit has everything that you need for picking locks. Some other stuff too that I'll send it to you later, or you can just look
Yeah,
up thieves
yeah.
tools kit. But basically, has everything that you asked for.
I don't need it right this second, so.
Yeah, so he gives you those. So you are going to be able to practice lock picking on your adventure. And he puts everything away, and he smiles and just smiles at you.
And to the viewers, this is something that we discussed the past week.
Yep.
Out
Okay.
of the stream.
Yep. During their trip, they do get downtime every evening that they do not try to get killed, which they can work toward a proficiency of things that's already been decided. All right. Can I help you fellows with anything else?
Do you have a net?
A fishing net or a...
I want a fighting net.
He does.
He had one last time, but you were broke as shit.
No, that was in...
That wasn't here.
Oh, that was in the other town.
That was in Leg Wrestling Town.
Ah. That's been every town.
That's true. He looks at you and he says, 1 gold.
1 gold?
Yep.
Okay.
You better buy a couple of them.
Do you have any books or journals?
Journals? No. But I do have books. And he kind of shows you a
books do you
bookshelf.
have?
And it's just odd and end books. There's some fiction. There's some like an atlas. Has like the different the trade routes and stuff that are in the area.
One of the,
Okay. And so you get down the atlas, you start flipping through, and it does show you the different trade routes, especially centered around Mara, and where each one kind of goes to, and you see Rothsea on there. And you see the trip, or you can see where you're kind of going towards Greyhaven, and it's just basically a straight shot. There's nothing in between, except for forest, basically. That will run you, for the net and that book, it'll be 3 gold. You looking for anything else?
okay. You got any more of those thieves' tools?
I do. They are 25 gold apiece, unless you have something to trade.
I got a couple daggers.
And your name?
My name? Captain Rakamash.
Okay.
501st. You can call me Captain, for sure.
He
I'm going to
See,
lean over and I'm
nice.
going to say, our buddies in the war used to call him SpongeBob.
SpongeBob. Roll deception.
I'm going to say, hey,
We are
Jeff,
also
don't
not
remember
endorsed
I-
by SpongeBob.
He definitely believes you about your name. He does not believe SpongeBob. He nods and he says, 10 gold then, total. And that includes the lock or the thieves' tools.
do you have any decks of cards?
He does
Oh.
actually, yeah. He
That
has.
was the one. That was the one thing I wanted to ask for too. I forgot about that.
Actually, you did ask for it, and it was included because you
Gotcha.
got everything you
Okay.
asked for.
All right, I need to put that in there then.
He has several different decks of cards, and he kind of shows them to you. The one that Bjork just got was just the commoner's deck of cards. There is one of those, and it's 1 silver. And then there's a very ornate box. It is still like a paper box, but it is decorated better, and that's 5 silver. And then there is a wooden box that is inlaid in gold leaf, and as you go to turn it over, he says, "Let's not touch unless you intend to buy." That is 20 gold.
I want to investigate the decks of cards.
Okay. The commoners. I'll just tell you about the commoners. The commoners is just a normal deck of cards. You can see that because you have the exact same set. The other two, go ahead and roll for an investigation, please.
Yeah, 13.
Okay. You can tell the other paper deck is a relatively good deck. The card stock is nice and thick. It's they're not meant to be used as often. They are merely there to show you have a bit of money that you can blow. And then the other deck you cannot see inside because the box is closed and he will not let you touch it.
I'm going to buy all three of them.
Okay. So that would be 22 silver or 20 gold, 2 silver, plus the 3 gold. So you're at 23 gold and 2 silver. Or I'm sorry, 7 silver.
Okay.
All right. So he hands that over, and you hand him gold. Do you gentlemen need anything else?
Is there a library or something like that around?
Not here. They do have one in Greyhaven.
Do you stock? I don't remember the last time I was in this store. I believe you did. Do you stock quivers of arrows?
We do actually. A quiver of arrows is just 20 arrows basically.
Mhm.
And you're looking at a gold piece for 20 arrows.
You said that last bit that I did was 20 gold pieces.
Yes.
Let's how many of those do you have?
He has 2 quivers, and they are full.
Would you be interested in trading another one of these daggers for 2 quivers of arrows?
2 daggers for 2 quivers.
Ooh. I can do that. Let's make a deal.
All right. Add 2 quivers, and he will take 2 daggers.
Can I investigate the deck of cards that he wouldn't let me touch?
You definitely can. But as you open them, he kind of says, like, check them out at night. They're much prettier at night. So you can still open them if you'd like in here. But he's advising you to wait around.
Okay.
So it's up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I'll put them in my pocket and just kind of give him a confused look.
Okay.
Say, Jeff, let's go.
Yeah, I'm done here. I'm gonna head on off.
Okay. Cool. So you guys head back toward the caravan. Who else wanted to do anything?
Do we know, out of character, did we ever find out where the brothel guild was?
Where the Brothels Guild was?
Yes.
Each city that has a brothel in it has a Brothels Guild in it.
I'll say I think he said in the rich district.
Do I have enough time to run to the rich district?
No, you have about 30 minutes left, and it's a day's journey.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
it's in Rothsea. There's no brothel here.
Alrighty. No, I guess I'll head towards the caravan then.
Okay, Sharkbait, did you want to do anything?
Sharkbait fell asleep.
All right. We'll take silence as a no. So You guys get back to the caravan, and as you walk up, it's pretty good timing. Everyone is kind of just settling in. How do you guys want to, like, who wants to be up front? Because it's going to be a staggered. And if you look at the Twitch stream, we are going to switch windows real quick.
Oh.
I was playing with the weather before.
Mm-hmm.
So you do have a lot of different caravans. Most of them look like just general goods, general traders. Like I said, there is a caravan with a priest and some followers in it, just sitting in there. You can kind of hear some light singing, like hymnals. You do see in the very front is the leader that has like the repair kits and stuff for the journey. And towards the back, you do see a fancier looking carriage that has 4 horses instead of 2. And you look like this would be almost like a luxury caravan or a wagon that someone would actually be able to like have a bed in and stuff like that.
You said that one in the rear.
Yep, it has the blue roof.
Yep.
So which side do you guys want to? Go ahead.
Say I'm gonna nudge Bjork and say keep your eyes open.
Yeah. And at the same time, Traka, I believe both of us coming from a military background, one should take the front and one should take the rear to guard both sides of the trail.
I agree. I'll take the front. I have good proficiency with land vehicles.
Okay. So you will be walking alongside because the wagons do not go very fast. Because this is a fairly new group to D&D, I will say whoever is in front should have the best passive perception. So all of you can discuss out of character really quick what your passive perceptions are.
Mine is 15.
13.
I have 12.
When it comes to perception
Shark
and
bait.
intelligence, I'm always going to be on the lower side. Just bear that in mind.
Well, I mean, Sharkbait could just fly overhead and keep an aerial.
He
eye on
can.
things.
He would have to strip off his heavy armor and put on his light armor. But he actually does not have a very high perception.
Okay, well, I have.
He can fly, but he's blind.
So I'll take the front.
Wait, what's oh god. What's the gnome's perception?
Nylar, I'm actually looking
Yes.
it up right now.
Thank you.
Nylar has a 15 passive, and
Okay, so him and
Malak has a 14.
okay,
So since you have a couple people with 15, I think Traka, you said you had 15? Yeah?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Traka will lead up the front.
Bjork's at 13. So
Okay.
Are we taking Malak and Nylar as passive characters?
Yes, they are
Tonight?
Yeah, they're both going to
Yeah,
be
Okay,
passive.
then I'm gonna take the rear, and I vote that they stay in the center.
Sounds good.
where do you guys want me then? Just where I'm at for
Uh,
right now.
Dragoon, what do you have for perception? Passive.
I have a 12.
Okay, so yeah. So you and Traka make a good match. Malak and Nylar actually make a good match number-wise. And then Sharkbait and
Okay.
Bjork are going to lead up the rear with both shitty perception. So should be awesome.
By the way, can I throw an investigation to all of these to see if I can find that guy, that...
As
Damn it, I forgot.
the alchemist,
Yes.
so you would know that you're probably going to have better luck just waiting until nightfall when everybody is around a campfire and eating and stuff are kind of huddled together.
Okay.
All right. So as you guys take off, your journey begins.
Yay!
So as you guys are walking through, this is how the day's events are going to be. We're not gonna go out every single day, and I'm gonna tell you a whole day's
You're
worth of
breaking up,
event.
Brandon.
What?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay, so basically, I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens every day, unless there's a big event.
Sure.
If there is an event, I will describe it. If there's not an event, then I will just say the day passes with nothing to note. And then at night, you can ask questions to the caravan, or you can practice your proficiencies that you want to do, or whatever. Sound good?
Yep.
All right.
And then Bjork, as we're kind of taking off, I'm just going to pull out the padlock and a picking tool, and I'm just going to kind of sit and pick as we're walking along here.
Okay. Do note if you do that, you get disadvantage on your check to see if you get proficient, because you have to actually keep an eye out.
Yep. I gotcha. I'm still going to sit and pick.
All right. Go ahead and roll a d20. Just a flat d20.
Yep. It's an 18.
Okay. With disadvantage, so you have to roll again.
You said roll again?
Yep, because you're walking and picking.
No. Yeah. 13.
Okay, yeah, so you don't break the lockpick. You don't unlock it either. You're kind of getting a nice feel of it. So just keep a tally mark on success for that.
Sure.
First day goes by.
I'm gonna roll to practice with my cards.
Yeah, cool. Sounds good. As you are walking, though, go ahead and roll that real quick, and then we'll go in.
So 11.
An 11. All right. That is that with disadvantage?
Do I roll 2?
Yep. And take the lower.
Yeah.
Yep, 11 is the lower number.
All right.
The other one's
That is
that is
a success. Mark that down. So as you guys are walking through, and you can still kind of see the town behind you. You've been walking for a little while, but it's still a blip on your radar if you turn around. You see a horse come kind of galloping towards you, Traka.
Hey.
Yeah. Did someone say hey?
Oh, no. Sorry, I was yelling at the wife.
Oh, okay. So, Traka, you see a horse coming up, and he passes Sharkbait, he passes Malak, and he kind of saddles up next to you, Traka, and he says, I have a letter to a captain of the 501st, Traka Marsh.
Trachamash, I'm right here.
Okay, and you do see it is spelled incorrectly, just to let you know. It definitely says Marsh.
And Bjork's going to yell from the back, who the fuck told you he was a captain?
You can't hear him.
Oh.
Yeah, it's far. Each one of these blocks are 5 foot.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
so it's pretty far.
I see. Gotcha.
So Traka, you do, or he hands you the letter. He looks at you kind of expectantly as you're all walking, and he's just walking along with you.
Okay. What do you want? I throw him a dirty ass copper.
He grabs it, smiles, and then rides ahead.
Have
That's
we
it.
put these copper pieces in our loincloths yet, like I've suggested a couple times?
Traka, it's still dirty as fuck, and he just gave his away.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead. Well, no, I didn't see that. Never mind.
Yep, you
Go
didn't
ahead.
see anything.
Go ahead.
Traka, it is written in Orc. And I think you can read Orc, correct?
You're breaking up.
It the letter is written in Orc, and you can read Orc, correct?
What?
Uh-oh, we're losing the DM.
Can you hear me now?
Nope.
What about now?
Yep,
Yes.
Okay.
that sounds a lot better.
I didn't do anything different, so apologies.
Nice.
So the letter is written in Orc, and you can read Orc, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead. If you want to read it where people can hear you, you can. Like if you want to, like, as your character read out loud, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to tell you, but no one else actually knows what it says unless he shares it with you. Just an FYI.
If he chooses that way, Brandon, you can send it in a message.
Yep. So do you wanna have me read it out loud, or do you want me to send you it in a message?
Send it in a message.
All right,
please.
we'll do.
While we're walking down, Dragu pulls out his new pipe, loads a new, out of his stash, one of the new, and puts it in and starts smoking on it.
Okay. Roll a Constitution saving. Wait, how much are you putting in?
Just a little, just enough to dabble.
Okay. So less than usual.
Yes,
Okay.
because it's the new stuff.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So you don't need to roll a Constitution since you know the new stuff is much stronger, and you do less. Just know if you do, like, if there's any time that you pack one, like when we first start the day, and if there is an action, like something happens, and you pack one later, you will have to make a Constitution saving throw.
Fair enough.
All right, Taraka, I have sent you the message. Other than that, the day passes without any issue. You guys set up camp for the night. And you will see... Go ahead.
I was going to go over to Bjork, tell him he needs to watch our back.
Okay.
Like, sneaky, so everybody doesn't hear, but so he knows.
Sounds good. Yeah, Bjork, he tells you to keep an eye out and watch the back. Watch his back.
Yep.
All right. So the day closes, and you guys are sitting around a campfire. I'm not going to add you guys in here because then I have to add all the NPCs, and I will just kind of give you a broad spectrum view of who all you see. You do see the priest with the followers, and they're kind of just sitting by their wagon and kind of just eating bread and drinking water. Nothing fancy. You see some general traders. Nothing of note from them. They're all kind of huddled together towards the bottom, where you see like the barrels and the crates and the bags. That's where they're where they're hanging out and just kind of chit chatting back and forth. Nothing really catches your ear. You don't really hear anything special. You do see a dwarf over here sitting right by the fire, and he is a very burly man. He is very muscular, more muscular than a lot of the dwarves that you've come across. You see someone who is you
take a hit from my pipe, blow it out, and say, not too bad, actually.
How, seems like we have a little downtime. Would anybody like to play a game of cards here?
Sure. We talking to the dragon
Yeah, just
one?
talking to kind of anybody in the area.
So for this, while we're still learning the game, the NPCs are not going to play.
Sure.
So it's just going to
Yep.
be on you guys to play it out.
And also in the first round, because I'm going to introduce here, the name of the game that I have in mind is called Silver Slide. Since you guys are learning, we'll take it easy. We won't make any bets or anything tonight. I don't want to take your guys' silver just yet. But if anybody's interested, I'd love to teach you how to play a new game.
Dragoon leans over and he's like, okay, I'm bored. I'm game.
Traka, how about you, bud?
You lose him.
Drock, are you still there?
Yeah. Trying to get kids ready for bed.
Oh, right on.
Oh, okay.
What about shark bait?
I'm down.
All right. So, Bjork, since this is a game that you learned as a child, and it is not familiar to pretty much anyone else, I am going to let you take the reins on this and play it out and give instruction.
Okay, so I'm going to reach into my satchel here on my hip. I'm going to pull out a deck of cards. I'm going to quickly kind of shuffle through. I'm going to take all the face cards out. I'm going to pull the everything but the aces.
I'm going to smile as awkwardly as an orc can smile because I think he's going to do a magic trick.
All right, cool.
So,
Yes. Finally, it's not his dick.
so
Yes.
no, my friend, that trick's at the end of the game when you lose.
By the way, Dragoon just stands up and whips his dick out in front of all of them.
Ew, it's
And
scaly.
then puts it away and sits back down.
You definitely hear some of the female merchants say, or like giggle, and one of them says, "They have cream for that."
I
So-
turn and look at her and go, I'm a dragon.
Whatever you say, dear.
So this being
Smell you from over here.
this
Sorry
being a
about that.
brand new deck of cards and it hasn't been opened, it hasn't been shuffled yet. When I take them out and I'm tossing off the face cards, I'm going to look over at Truck and I'm going to say, "Hey, bud, you remember that trick you pulled the other night? Well, guess what? There were two kings and they had two wives and two sons and I don't remember the rest of it, but here's the fucking village and they're all in order."
What did you say?
Oh, did you not hear me?
I didn't hear the last part.
Oh no, I fan them out and I say, "Hey, here's the rest of the fucking village and they're all in order."
Nice.
Remember, I don't know up close magic. So I'm gonna leave the face cards out. I'm gonna take ace through 10 of all four suits. I'm gonna keep these in. I'm gonna shuffle the cards up here real quick. And the way that this game works, has anybody ever heard of the game War?
Yes.
So in War, you're competing to try and get the higher numbered card, correct?
Yes.
I thought war was you were emptying your hand while trying
Well,
to get to the
it-
highest number.
Yes. It's got an aspect of War. It's got an aspect of poker. So
Okay.
in War, you're trying to get the higher number than your opponent. Well, War is typically a two-player game. This game can be played with everyone in the tavern.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to take the cards face down, and I'm going to tell everybody, you leave your cards blind, don't pick them up and look at them, and I'm going to start passing around to the left of me. We've got 4 people here, so I'm going to make 4 stacks. And I'm just going to kind of go around, 1 for you, 1 for you, 1 for you, 2 for you, 2 for you. And would you guys like to play until the cards are finished, or would you like to play a set number of rounds?
Let's play till it's done.
Okay, so I'm going to keep going around the circle here until all of the cards are placed. And so you basically start out the game, person to the left of the dealer, which we don't have a map to go on, but we're just going to say it's Dragoon. Person to the left dealer is going to flip his first card. And we're going to finish that off all the way around, like I said, just like war. You want to beat the person's card before you. If you do beat the person's card before you, then that person with the lower card throws their card into the deck. If you flip a card and it's lower than the person before you, then you have to toss your card into the discard deck. After that, the next person goes, and they either try and beat the first person that had the higher card or the second person that had the higher card. And we finish until the 4th person flips their card. That's the end of that round. And technically, in between each round, we can make bets. I know we said we're not betting on this game. The start of the second round, the person to the left of the first card flipper is going to be the first. So let's try around here and just kind of see how it works. Dragoon, we're going to roll. To convert this into D&D, we're using dice. We're going to roll a D10.
Okay.
And an ace, just so you know, is always considered a wild card.
Okay.
In game, if you're the first person to roll and you hit a 1, it's an ace. And you can set that for any number 2 through 10 that you would like.
Okay.
After that first person goes, if another one rolls a 1, it's just considered the card before, so it would be a match. If both of the cards match, then you both keep your card.
Oh.
So let's start the first round, and Dragoon's going to roll a d10.
All right, here we go. 5.
And also, you might want to have just a little scrap of paper or something to keep your numbers on when we're done with the round. So Dragoon's got a 5. How about who's next in line here? Let's have Traka go.
Got a 5.
Okay, so those match. So both of you are going to keep your cards. Neither one is going to be discarded. The first person automatically sets their card to the side to hang on to, and that Traka, your 5, now becomes the active card to beat. And Sharkbait, now you're going to flip to try and beat Traka's 5. Sharkbait? Is he not in?
Sharkbait, are you there? He's still on the call, but I don't know.
Brandon, why don't you roll for him?
Yep, that's a D10, right?
Since we're not betting anyways. Yeah, D10. You're rolling to beat Traka's 5.
3.
3. So since yours is lower, you would discard your card. Traka's still remains flipped, and his is still the active card. So I'm going to roll to try and beat his 5. Oh, give me 1 second. This tablet. I didn't download a dice rolling app here. All right, so D10. That's a 2, so that loses 2, so that's discarded. So this is the end of the round. All 4 players have flipped cards. And Traka won the round. He keeps his 5. At the beginning, Dragoon matched, so he kept his 5 as well. So both of you are going to tally down 5 points. And the one thing I didn't do, Brandon, was total up per how many players as to how many cards.
Right.
So we'll just go 5 rounds.
Okay. So this one should go quicker.
Yeah. So that was round 1. Dragoon started. Tracker, you're to the left of him, so you're going to flip the first card.
Sorry, that's an 8.
Okay, and the next going to be Sharkbait.
I'm going to give Sharkbait a chance to see if he's on.
Sharkbait.
Sharkbait, are you on? Nope. All right, I'm rolling. 1.
All right, so
Oh, that's an
Brandon,
ace, right?
you discard?
Is a 1 an ace?
Oh, yeah, my bad. 1 is an ace, so it automatically matches the card before. So now you both have 8s.
Okay.
You both stay on.
So
So I'm going to roll to beat an 8. That's a 2, so I discard. And then last is Dragoon.
I got an 8.
There it is. So all 3 of you have 8s. All 3 of you are going to keep your cards. And all 3 of you mark down an 8 for the second round. And then
Plus 8
third
points.
round.
Yep, plus 8 points.
Yep.
Okay.
And then third round is going to start with, I'm
Sharkbait?
assuming Brandon rolling, I don't think.
He's MIA at the moment.
That is a
Like,
9.
Sharkbait disappeared. 9. Ooh. All right, so I rolled a 1, so I'm going to match that 9. We're both going to keep.
Nice.
Dragoon?
Okay, the 6 has a circle with the dot on the bottom, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the 9
So
would have a dot on the bottom
Yep.
to mark the bottom of the 9.
Yep. No, I got 6.
Okay, so that gets discarded, and then Traka throws the last card to beat 9.
That would be a 9.
Nice.
All right, so we got 3 9s. Nice. 2 rounds in a row that happened.
This game's actually fun.
I know, man. I was excited about it. All right, so that was the third round. Fourth round, I'm going to start. I've got a 3. Dragoon's going to follow.
Sharkbait starts shouting, easy money, easy money.
As Dragoon takes a hit off his pipe and flips his card.
Is that
It
your
is an 8.
second bowl?
Yes, and it is of my stuff.
Okay, but you're still technically doubling up, so roll a Constitution save.
All right.
Oh, but what'd you
And
roll for the
also-
card?
What?
What'd you roll for the card?
An 8.
Okay.
So
So-
mine gets discarded. And also, Bjork's going to point out, you can see how this game can be fairly decent to somebody trying to make a few coins. In between each one of these rounds, we're actually betting. So the pot gets fairly large.
fairly quick.
So what
And
is
in
your
Silver
Constitution
Slide, you
save?
typically bet with just silver.
I rolled a nat 20.
Okay, yeah, you're good. All right, so is it Sharkbait's turn to roll, or is it Traka's?
Yep. The 3 is gone. The 8 is gone, or the 8 is active. Tracker's going to roll to beat the 8.
What am I rolling?
Hey, Drake, or Sharkbait's back.
I've been here.
We've been asking you what you're rolling.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I dozed off.
I guess so.
I didn't realize. What am I rolling?
A D10.
We're playing a card game.
Thanks. D10. This isn't working. Dice. Allow.
Pull out a real dice.
I can't do that. I can do this.
Oh.
4.
Traka, did you roll?
No, not yet. Am I supposed to?
Yeah, it's actually your turn, sorry.
I got a 7.
All right, so that's less than the 8, so you're going to discard. And then Sharkbait, you got the last roll.
So roll again.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it was out of turn.
Oh, what? Roll. Three.
All right, so that's less, so you discard as well. Dragoon, mark down an 8 for your 4th round.
And then Sharkbait,
Okay.
so far you have 17 points. So mark that down somewhere.
Okay.
And then, so this is going to be the 5th and final round. Dragoon's going to start. And Sharkbait, just so you know, basically we're going around the table. We've got all 4 of us here. And when the person before you rolls, you essentially want to get a higher number than what they did to beat their roll.
Okay.
I got a 5.
5, and then Traka follows that.
Be a 1.
That would be a 10.
Ooh.
All right, so the 5 discards. Sharkbait, roll to try and match a 10.
I got 9.
9, so that discards. The 10 is active. I'm going to roll. That's a 9 as well.
How do you beat a 10? Aren't we throwing?
You just have
aren't
to
we
match
You
it.
Well-
have to get a 1.
Okay.
Or a 10.
If you get a 1 or a 10, the 1 is a wild card, and it automatically matches the card before it.
Okay.
And if you match, then both of you get to keep your card. But that round, Tracker was the only one to keep a card with a 10, so mark that down.
And that was the last round,
And then-
right?
Yep, this concludes the game. At the end of the game, the person with the highest points wins. If there is a tie in points, it's split between all parties involved in the tie. Since we're not betting, we'll just announce the winner of the game.
Again.
All right.
So Bjork, I've got a 9. I believe I came in last.
I got a 21. Dragoon.
32. Traka.
Ooh, damn.
Damn.
Shoot.
I think Sharkbait had 17, right? You didn't win any?
Yes.
So it looks like Traka won.
Yep. So that, boys, is a silver slide. You can see how the pot adds up. The more rounds you play and the more people you have involved.
It
The
just
betting
gets bigger and
basically
bigger.
goes. Yes, the betting basically goes on the same fashion as Texas Hold'em poker, or what we call Three Dragon Ante. And the person to the left of the starting card leads the betting at the end of each round.
So every time it switches to the next person,
Yep.
they make the bet for you to join in for said round.
Yes, every time. So when we all start, everyone puts in a silver piece to play.
Okay.
At the end of the first round, say if I started, you were after me. So at the
I
end of
could-
the first round, since I flipped that first card, at the end of that round, when we all show our cards and, the person keeps or we discard, then you lead the round of betting, and it goes around the group, the same as if you were playing a poker or Three Dragon Ante.
Okay.
And then you can choose to either bet, check, fold. You can definitely fold if somebody before you, throws in 15 silver pieces
I'll throw
and
it.
you're way behind on points, you can fold.
Okay. Now, does that fold you for said bet then?
That folds you for the entire game, the rest of the
Okay.
game. So you
Okay.
forfeit anything that you have put in, and you're
Okay.
also out for the rest of the rounds until the game's finished.
Okay, that's all right. Thank you for that.
Yep.
If you make a refined version, would you please send it to me?
Yeah, I'm actually, so everybody watching knows, I'm going to make a refined video, decent quality video explaining all of the rules, and I'm going to show a full gameplay. And Brandon will have that up on his YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. Love it.
I got it wrote down in a little box that I will understand what it means and I'll remember how to play.
Yep. If you want to, I've got a simple version that I can send to the group chat again tomorrow.
You
Would
can
you-
always just pee on it.
Yeah, or you could just pee on it.
I'll pee on you. Yes, I will.
All right.
I'll pee on
So at that
you.
moment, everyone, all the other NPCs kind of just head to their wagons, go to sleep. Who is going to keep watch?
I'll take first watch.
Okay. So
'cause
go
I
ahead and
want
roll
everyone
perception.
asleep.
Are we doing like before? Are we doing 3 watches throughout the night?
Yes.
Figure something out.
No, it's perception?
Yep.
Yeah, that's a big old fat 2.
Ooh.
Nathan's in there reading.
Yeah. So you are pretty far out there. You feel really damn good, and the fire is just kind of crackling, and it's lulling you into a sense of security. And as you're watching the flames kind of dance, and for your shift, you quickly realize that the next person on shift taps you on the shoulder, and you have no idea how long it's been. Who's next?
I'll do it.
All right, roll perception.
God damn it, Dragoon.
I'm sorry, I had to say something to the wife. Can you give just a real quick recap, Brandon?
He fell asleep on the job.
Gotcha.
14.
All right, yeah. So you're keeping an eye out. You hear, typical forest sounds. You do hear wolves howling in the distance, but they're pretty far away. Anytime you hear crackling around, you do just a quick once around, but nothing really seems to come out, and you're pretty observant. You don't really see much. Third shift.
Shark bait will take
All right, shark bait. Roll perception.
an 8.
Okay, so on your shift,
They hired the wrong guard.
you basically you get close to the fire because you start getting a little cold being a bird, and it kind of warms you up, and you're feeling pretty good, and you kind of forget that you're on watch. You don't fall asleep per se, and you think you would hear something if something were to happen. But morning comes, and you do see some odd and ends littering the outskirts of the wagons. And as the merchants and others kind of wake up, they start asking why some of their stuff is missing. And they do a quick inventory, and it's not much. They're only missing a grand total of 2 gold worth of stuff, and they are demanding payment because someone was supposed to keep watch.
I flick him the 2 gold.
Okay, and who is that?
Dragoon.
All right.
Oh, man. I was going to make another shitty deception throw.
What?
I was just gonna throw him 3 gold.
I mean, you still can. That would be a 5 gold, but that's up to you.
Oh, I'll throw him 3 gold.
All right. So yeah, they
Is
get
this
5 gold.
fucking
and
Nylar?
it is Nylar.
Hello, lads.
Fuck, boy, I thought you were sleeping for the past 2 days.
No,
well, you
he's,
had him in your backpack this entire time.
yeah, he's
You
been
fucking,
he's
you
been with
fucking
you.
drank so much the other night, you slept right through yesterday.
That's true. I don't know. He was right behind you whenever when he told you to piss on it. Did I-
Yeah, but how coherent was he from drinking all that liquor?
Well, you know.
Yeah.
You guys get back on the road. Are you guys keeping the same distance in the same areas?
Before we hit the road, can I walk away from the caravan and
Cheech.
no?
Sean?
Phil said vials.
He's gotta take a wee.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
He's gonna take a wee.
Go ahead and fill one vial, but I need you to roll a dexterity check, please.
Dexterity?
See if you
Okay.
spill anything.
It's Terry.
As I see him walking away, can I throw stealth?
15.
15. Yeah, that's pretty good. Who wanted the stealth?
Bjork.
Yeah, you can roll stealth if you want.
I mean, I can roll stealth and stick a finger in his bum.
You can definitely do that. That will
While
affect
he's
what
filling
just
the vial?
happened.
Yes. Wow. It might help the vial fill up faster.
No! Oh my god.
Bjork, that's a 14
Um,
for stealth.
what is your passive perception, Dragoon?
12.
Yeah, he sneaks up on you. You don't know he's there, and he's not done anything yet, but you are doing your thing with a vial. Nylar, you are also going stealth.
Please don't. Out of character.
No. It's already been
Damn
said.
it.
Nylar, roll, bud, roll.
Oh, I gotta figure. my computer went haywire on me, so I
Roll the big die.
Roll
Yes.
the pillow.
Roll the
Well, I
big
have a-
die.
I have a plus to things, so
That's true.
I gotta find out my things. It says my clock is behind, even though it's on time.
Hey, man,
So-
it's a wrinkle in time.
Still, ooh, oh well, it's advantage and disadvantage.
Yeah, so it's
just one
straight
die.
rolls, yeah.
Oh fuck! It just rolled. Come on! What'd you roll? What's how's a 13 look?
What's your passive again?
12.
Yeah, he doesn't see you. Like, he's busy filling up this vial, however he's filling up. Now, because two people are watching you, and you do not know, Traka, Malak, and Sharkbait, you do not hear this and do not know what's going on. But go ahead and tell them what you're doing.
All right, so Bjork, we're in stealth, and I'm just gonna kind of nudge Nylar and toss him a wink.
Wait, what is your passive perception?
Oh, because he's in stealth. 13,
wow.
which is what
Okay,
he rolled.
so yeah, you do see him.
All right, so I'm gonna nudge him and I'm gonna wink, and I'm just gonna kind of signal with my hand for both of us to move up.
All right, so you're doing like a formation?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Nylar, I'm gonna let you take your action.
So how close are we?
I was just moving you. You are about 5 feet. So he's in the woods. So you can see further because you have better dark vision. So you can see him pretty clearly. Bjork, you can see him because you're 5 feet away. Dragoon, you have no idea they are there. And you are doing what, Dragoon? Before Nylar says anything.
I have to explain my action that I'm doing.
You do.
So, I am taking and filling said vial with my acid breath that I am allowed to use. And I am saving them for a just in case measure instead of using it normally.
Out of character, I knew it.
Yeah. All right. Now, Nylar, seeing him fill up this tiny vial of acid from his mouth, Bjork has already made his action. What is yours?
I don't think sticking a finger in a butt while he's filling acid up is the right
It's in
idea.
character, man. You have to act in character.
Well, to be fair, he is highly intelligent. So,
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a smart gnome here, guys. I'm strong and smart. That's probably something I don't want to fuck with.
You probably don't, out of character.
I'm going to grab a gonna grab a long stick.
Okay, so
And I'm gonna
you
hide behind a tree. And I'm going to take said stick and tickle his butthole.
okay? Well, he's wearing pants.
Oh, I can still poke his butthole.
You can definitely try with a stick. He's wearing leather, so
I'll give him a good jab in the
roll
He's
a
gonna
D-
give him a decent jab.
roll a
Yeah, I'm just gonna give him
d20.
a decent jab.
Uh,
Roll a d20.
add your dexterity modifier to see if you hit his butt.
And as he's walking around looking for his stick, we're gonna call that an action.
How's a
I'm
23
gonna
sound?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm gonna step back behind the tree that Dragoon is standing behind.
So you're gonna be like over here.
Over on the opposite side. I can't. Twitch isn't showing anything, so I can't really
Don't
see.
Don't eat the dice.
Okay,
But the opposite side of what he's standing on.
so he can now see you. You're in his vision.
Uh-oh. He dropped the dice.
Nylar, act quick.
So if you said that out loud, Nylar is now not stealthed.
Yeah,
But Nylar is definitely still poking him in the ass.
he's currently rolling. Yes,
No, my daughter is rolling dice now.
that works too.
So
Tell your daughter to roll to poke Dragoon in
Dragoon,
the.
he already rolled. He rolled a
I already rolled a
23.
23.
Yeah, Dragoon, you feel a stick ram right up your arse. I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw, and then Bjork, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
So I am.
Oh no! It's a 7.
Okay, and now Bjork.
All right, hang on. That's a 6.
Who's rolling?
Bjork rolled a
dex saves?
6.
Yeah, man, I gotta quit using this tablet. I feel like it running slow is just throwing me.
Is it
shitty
Bjork,
fucking rolls.
Bjork and Dragoon or Bjork and Nylar?
It's Bjork and Dragoon. So
Yeah.
I
Dragoon,
have a tree for cover.
you feel this stick jam up your ass, and you are obviously startled, and you lose grip of the acid, and it trips forward, and then there's Bjork right in front of you, and you start to like scream at him to move, and he's like, "What?" and it covers him. Roll damage for your acid breath.
Oh no! Okay,
Yeah.
hold on.
Hey, man, it's in character.
I know. All right, I need 2 of these.
Will you quit touching pens and?
6.
So 6 points of damage to you, Bjork.
That's not bad.
Oh,
That's not bad.
fuck! My fucking leg.
And Dragoon, you do not get an extra vial this time. In fact, the vial does fall and break.
You owe me a gold piece, you bastard.
Oi, at least you weren't jerking it. We thought you would.
You owe me a gold piece too.
I thought you were sneaking off to jerk off in these vials. You can't blame us for being curious.
You know what? I throw a vial at the damn gnome.
You throw the other vial?
Freaking vial at him.
Oh.
Okay.
Baby girl.
I need you to roll a d20, add your dexterity modifier, Dragoon.
Bjork, as he throws that vial, I'm going to look over. I'm going to say,
Ooh.
you're a salty old bastard.
24.
I'm going to guess that hits, Nylar. Nylar.
My AC.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, he tosses a vial of acid at you, and it does explode, hitting you. And roll your. Actually, vial of acid has slightly different damage because it's been corked and sitting.
Ooh.
It's been aging.
Ooh.
Wait. Is this like medicine to where it becomes less potent with age?
You're about to find out.
Yep.
Oh no, I actually lied. It is the same, so it's still 2d6.
Okay.
How do I check my resistance?
You do not.
It
have
would say
resistance.
under defenses right there and conditions at the top by your AC.
Conditions. Sorry, like I said, I'm using my.
Well, you didn't. It's 5.
So you take 5 points of acid damage.
Hang on, I'm trying to see if I'm. I mean,
You are not. I'm looking right now.
ah, well, shit. 5 points.
Yep.
That's fine.
All right.
I've had worse.
Bjork's
Try
gonna look
99.
down at.
Oh,
Bjork's gonna
technically,
look down at Traka and give him a high five.
Nylar. Technically, I guess this would be. How does this work? Nope, never mind. Yeah, you just you get acid thrown on you for 5 points.
What were you trying to do? Were you trying to kill me?
No, I was trying to think if you got a
was trying to burn
dexterity
off your
saving
fucking
throw,
arm.
but you do not because it's a ranged attack. So,
Yep.
that's what I had to look for. All right, so now you both, Bjork and Nylar, it burns very quickly and dissipates just as quick, but you both have been hit by acid. Dragoon.
Yeah, I'm gonna look down and I'm gonna throw Nylar a high five and I'm gonna say, "Hey, bud, it was worth it."
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna walk away
Well-
from those two and say absolutely fucking nothing.
And
well,
as-
at least now my arm looks riveted for her pleasure.
Or
Turn
his.
around and be like, "Hey, Dragoon, here's 5 gold pieces. Thanks for the fun."
All right.
Bjork's gonna look over and give finger guns.
All right.
I'm still gonna take the 5 gold. I'm just gonna walk away for right now.
He's pissed.
Worth it.
Yeah, kind of was.
It's always my fault.
Now
As
let's.
Dragoon walks away, he takes out his pipe with his calming herb and lights up.
All right. So you light up your calming herbs.
I may have gotten burnt and lost 5 gold, but I got to shove a stick up somebody's ass.
All right.
I
So
hear
he
them
really does have a
laughing.
stick up his
Yeah.
ass, doesn't he, boys?
you definitely hear them laughing. If you
Can I wave Bjork up to the front because I need to talk to him?
Yeah.
For a minute.
Bjork comes up and talks to
Is
you.
this
Walking.
is this Traka?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna walk up to him there.
Who has the herb?
Trade with Nylar
Dragoon.
for part of the day.
Okay, so Nylar,
Is
they're
this-
asking you to go
is
in the
this-
back.
After our long rest, is this in the
Hold on,
morning
hold on.
or?
Yeah, this is all in the morning. This is the next morning.
What just happened?
Who has the herb?
Nylar, you are going in the back to keep watching the
Dragoon
back.
does.
Dragoon doesn't have a problem with me, right? It's the gnome that doesn't like me.
Correct.
Dwarf.
And
She
the,
just-
the gnome is
I
now
don't even
walking.
know who the hell I'm talking to.
Is Sharkbait the bird?
that's the bird.
Oh,
Yeah, so
Sharkbait.
Sharkbait and
Fucking
Nylar
Shark-
are now in the back together, keeping watch. So this should be
Will
interesting.
me and Bjork be able to talk while we're walking?
Yeah, I put you on both sides just because it's better spacing. But yeah, you guys can talk to each other. It's not a problem.
I pluck a feather out.
Who? Dragoon?
No, I pluck a feather out
No.
of the bird.
Yeah, Nylar is walking
This is
with
Nylar.
you, keeping an eye on things. Dragoon and Malak, you guys are. Malak is also like asking for a hit, right? And you guys are just chilling in the middle.
BRB.
Okay.
I'm asking him about. Can I ask him? Does he know about Akarna? Or he would know about nature, correct?
Yeah, he is a druid.
Hmm. Can I ask him what he thinks about this stuff?
Yeah. Let me load up his character sheet really quick. He may have a bad day.
Well, with the calming stuff, it's starting to work. I'm still mad at the gnome, but
Yeah, so he looks at it and he does a similar taste texture feel. Being that he's a druid, he is more in tune with nature than most. And he does see, I mean, he kind of just looks through and he's very thorough, I guess is the best word. And he does smile when you do that. When he is finished, and he says, "Hey, I found a couple seeds she missed," and he hands you 2 seeds from the mix, but he does definitely keep the mix that you gave him.
That's fine. Worth it. So I now have 2 herb seeds.
Yep, and I am checking his spell list. Yeah, so you just have 2 seeds with you right now.
Okay, I got that written down on paper.
He does
And
tell you to
Bjorkum.
keep them moist if you want to make seedlings. If you do not, to keep them completely dry so that they do not start to grow.
I asked him the best method of folding up to preserve them until I can find somewhere where I can trust leaving them.
Probably putting them in one of your vials and putting a topper on it.
All right, so I'll do that. I'll use 1 vial to...
Okay. And then you can ask him to check out some stuff every time you light up to see if there's any seeds. And depending on how it rolls, you may or may not. But every time you do that, he will keep your whatever you give him.
I hand him... Oh, that's right. I mixed... No, I didn't mix it.
Nope, you did not.
I have them separated. I gave him some of my old stuff. I hand him some of the new stuff to look at.
Okay. He looks through that too. And he does find 1 seed and hands the seed back to you. And he pockets what you just gave him.
Can I use another vial to...
If you want to keep them separate, yes. I will say, for simplicity's sake, if you keep them all in 1 vial, you'll just basically treat it as a hybrid.
All right, we'll do that then.
Okay, that works.
So I have...
So as you guys are doing that, Sharkbait and Nylar are kind of just jostling around because it's Nylar. Bjork and Traka, I know you guys wanted to talk, so you guys can go ahead and do that.
I'm gonna read him the letter. To Lieutenant Pan says someone's asking around where I'm at, what I'm doing, so we need to keep an eye open for anything suspicious.
On a side note to Traka in the future, if anything's written or spoken in Orc, I speak that as well.
Yep. So he can you can show him it, and he can see it, and he would actually know who Lieutenant Pan is as well.
Our conversation is in Orc, so that everyone else doesn't hear it.
Okay.
If they are listening.
I think they're far enough back
understand.
that they wouldn't be able to hear you anyways. They could hear that you're talking, but they wouldn't be able to understand what you were saying because they're far enough back. And I will say the wagons that you're next to, none of them speak Orc, so you're good.
And
Okay.
is there
I just wanted to know what's going on while we're on our back.
Yep.
is there a date that was written on that letter?
There was not a date.
And as far as the signature goes,
The letter could be a trap.
are we 100% sure that's who sent it?
Both of you roll a history check.
Yep.
That's a 10.
I'm gonna roll my physical dice. I'm not gonna bother with this 10.
That's fine.
It's a 17.
Okay. Traka, you think it is. Bjork, you look through it, and you definitely see Lieutenant Pan. The P was always very unique. He added extra swirls on both the top and the bottom of the stick of the letter, and it's very unique. You've never seen anyone else do that before. But also his P, instead of it being curved like a normal letter, his is actually sharp. So you can uniquely identify this as actually belonging to Lieutenant Pan.
Traka, was there something that happened between you and the lieutenant? I mean, after that after that last battle, I just kind of took off. Did you stick around? Did you speak with him after that?
The few of us that survived, like you said, we just left in small groups to a place, ate some food, left, told each other if we ever heard any trouble happening about anyone, we'd let each other know.
So I'm
Just letting you
assuming.
know.
I'm assuming. Does the letter sound like he's after you, or does it sound like possibly someone else?
I will clarify just in case it was confusing. It is basically a warning letter that someone is looking into Traka's past, and Lieutenant
Okay.
Pan found out about it and is trying to let him know.
Okay, so it's an informative.
Yes.
Okay.
And I apologize if that was unclear.
What the fuck?
You don't know any of this, Nylar.
Oh, sorry. No, my I'm trying to get my computer to work.
Oh, right on.
It says it's 2013 on my computer.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so you guys travel along. Nothing happens out of the ordinary. It's a super easy day. Beautiful skies out. You are a little more cautious today, so I will not let you do any skill checks while you're walking to make sure that you're being vigilant, because there was stuff missing the night before. But
And
overall,
all
everything's
this
fine.
being said, before you finish the day, I wanted to throw an investigation to see if there's any fresh tracks leading in front of our caravan.
Okay.
I'm
Roll a
still in the front,
survival.
right?
Yes, you are in the front.
Okay.
You can ask Traka to look as well if you would like, since you're both up there. But go ahead and roll whoever wants to. If you both want to, cool.
Chaka, as
Survival.
we're pulling over here, why don't we take a second to kind of glance over the trail here? People were claiming that things were missing last night. I didn't really get an inventory of it, but I want to make sure nobody's leading the trail ahead of us and nobody's following up behind.
Steve.
All right, so Traka, if you want to, you can roll a survival check.
And that's a nat 20, Brandon.
Noted. Traka, you may not need to roll one. So Bjork, you do. So as the caravan kind of shuffles
And
off to the
survival,
side.
I've got +3 as well.
Awesome. You do see a lot of different tracks, but this is a well-traveled road. And it's usually coming from small towns to the bigger metropolis of Greyhaven. You don't see any tracks that are super recent. Most of them are at least a full day's journey ahead of you at a normal pace. So you can tell just by the tracks that no one was in a rush to get away. It doesn't seem that wherever you stayed that they took off very quickly down the road. Yeah.
And I'm going to mention too, Traka, after this investigation, we might have an issue within our traveling party itself.
Right. Well, we'll stay alert. We'll see who we can let know what's going on in the rest of the party.
Aye.
All right.
If it comes down to it, we'll tell them. If we don't have to, we don't.
Cool. So you guys, everything does pull over. And they get back in the same exact formation. Who wants to take first watch?
I'll do it. Nylar.
All right, Nylar, roll perception.
There it is. Unlike my compatriots, a 19.
Yeah, so you are very vigilant. You hear, the same thing as Chaka did the night before. You hear wolves, but they're not super close. They're quite a distance away. You see you hear normal forest sounds. You do see a wagon pass by, but it is not in a hurry. They kind of even wave at you. They don't feel comfortable enough to stop and say anything, but they do wave and smile at all of you and just carry on. And yeah, that's it. Who wants to take second shift?
Bjork, I'll take it since I didn't have one the night before.
All right, go for it.
So I'm rolling for perception, you said?
Yes.
13 with 3, 16.
All right. Yeah, second go around.
And just to note, where are we sitting here? Are we sitting by the caravan or further back on the road?
So right here's the road at the very bottom. So you've seen the forest road that you guys are traveling up. It's literally just like an alcove, and they're kind of built in every few miles or every few
Just
sectors.
kind of a pull-off.
Yep, exactly.
area.
In case there's ever a breakdown or whatever, it's like an emergency lane on an interstate.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes. It's uneventful. You hear the same sounds. There is no wagon driving by this time, and you're positive of that one. It's super easy night. Nothing happens. Who's on the third shift?
I mean, I can take it.
All right, roll perception.
And this counts as a long rest, too.
It does, yes. A long
That
rest.
is a 5.
All right, so you and who is this?
Dragoon.
Dragoon, you are. You only had one pipe today, so you're not really sure why that fire is just so mesmerizing. And you kind of chalk it up to just having a rough morning, and you're thinking about it, and you're kind of pissed that you lost out on that vial. And you're kind of just like doomsdaying it. Like you're like, oh, this fucking sucks. I could have sold that for like 15 gold. This is just dumb. And then I wasted my other vial because I was pissed. So I'm out actually like 30 gold. And by the time you're done brooding, it is morning and the merchants are coming out. And you can tell the merchants are like looking around to see if anything's missing immediately. So a lot of them look like they didn't sleep very well, but yeah, they do pack up and they are on their way again.
Do I ever get to see that alchemist?
You have not asked.
Ooh. Because normally when you pull up, you say that everyone's asleep. Out of character.
So the first
I
time you guys played a card game, they were outside talking. You did see one of them, and I actually explained to her. But no one asked to talk to any of them except for the one that told you had a scaly dick. So, yeah.
So
maybe the next night.
I would just make a mental note the next night to take whatever actions you want within the camp.
Yeah.
So we're walking, right?
Yep, you are back walking. What is the marching order for everyone?
Can
I
I do
wanna
something in the
get-
middle?
You wanna be in the
Trade
middle?
me with Nylar.
Okay, Dragon goes in the back.
I throw him a nasty look as I walk by him.
All right. Dragoon, did you want to do your vial every morning?
Yes, please.
All right, go ahead and roll dexterity, please. And now that
I'm just kidding.
it's
I
out,
would actually drive to your house and kick your ass out of character.
I'll give it a little wind as we walk by.
Nylar whips out his dick and just helicopters it. Dragoon, since the cat's out of the bag of what you're doing, do you go into the woods and try to hide it again?
No, I do it in the open since
Okay.
everyone knows now. But I got a 5, so it's not
well,
like it matters.
Remember, there's still members of the party that don't know.
Not too late now. We
I
already
still
did it.
walk into the woods.
We're not going to tell anybody.
That's a DM discretion.
Yeah. You already rolled, and you are
Damn.
next to the wagon. So, I mean,
Okay.
only shark bait's back there. Everyone else is just walking willy nilly. I will say Malak cannot see you. He does not have line of sight because there are a bunch of horses and wagons in the way. Sharkbait may be able to see a little bit of what you're doing, but what'd you roll, Dragoon?
I rolled a 5.
He definitely hears you yell though. I need you to roll acid breath on yourself.
Oh, shit.
Yep. And that's because I'm still pissed from the night before. 6 to myself.
Okay, so it's actually 3 because you're resistant to acid.
It doesn't say that, though.
Yes, it does. Up at the top.
No, it doesn't.
It'll say resistances. I actually had to manually add it because it did not add it, and it should have. So you may have to refresh if you've been playing already or had the character sheet up.
I will do that. I will refresh so it says that.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yeah, it would just be 3
More.
damage to you at that point.
So, I waste a vial then?
No, the vial is still viable. You just missed the vial completely that low.
You spit on your foot.
Yeah, you basically just spit on your foot.
So, as I'm in the middle, can I do an investigation to hear about anything of like if there's anything weird going on in the caravan?
So you can definitely hear the 2 that you're next to, but you can't hear anything outside of that. It's just out of range. Go ahead and roll investigation. No. I'm sorry. That would be a perception.
$23.
Yeah, so you just hear general talking. So the way the caravans are set up, you have 1 to 2 people up front, which may be all the caravan even has. But the one that is in front of you with the tan roof is actually the one that has the priest and the acolytes with them. And you do hear them. They're just discussing their goddess that they follow. They are basically just heading towards a temple to do work and to help rebuild this temple from an ancient past. You don't hear anything that's like untoward. They are very calm, talking. They are excited to see this temple, and everyone in there. You can kind of tell everyone in there is like just ramping to go. They can't wait to get there. But it is a tremendous journey for them. They get to Greyhaven, and they have to continue on for months to get there.
Do we know what goddess they worship?
I do, but they do not
Shiva.
say her name out loud.
But I can't see any. Obviously, I can't see any insignias written on them, tattooed on them, or wearing any necklaces or
Definitely no tattoos. The priest would have a holy symbol. Are you proficient in religion?
Not really proficient, but I got a +3.
If you're not proficient, you. Yeah,
Would that
you
be
wouldn't
religion
know.
or wisdom?
No, it would only be religion because this is a religious sector. Without being proficient, I'm gonna say that you wouldn't recognize it. Mainly because you don't have a head-on look of it. You can only see kind of partial and just overhear them. Maybe at night you can take a closer look and be able to figure it out. But while they're in the caravan and you're outside,
Thank you.
the other caravan is just a trade good caravan, and they aren't talking at all. They're just grumbly and upset, and they look tired as heck. All right. Anybody else doing anything?
Bjork, I'm still in the front, correct?
You are with Traka.
Okay. No, I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay.
Can I listen into the caravan I'm next to just to see what the conversation is?
Yep. This is Dragoon, right?
Yes.
So you are actually next to the caravan, and around the caravan is the constructs that are just walking next to it. They don't talk, or they're not talking at all. You've not seen anything else come in or out of this wagon. You do not hear anything inside this wagon at all. You can try to talk to these folk if you would like to. I would need you to roll a charisma roll. Just straight charisma with your modifier.
See what happens. That'd be a big old 9.
Yeah, try as you might. These guys are just not talkative folk. They are. You do look at them, and you get a better view because you are right next to them. They are not dressed, but they are basically wood and metal, and you can kind of see arcane energy every time they take a step in each of the joints. So you can tell they're magical. They're constructed through magic. But you can't tell what they're doing there. You don't know why they're there. You might have better luck asking someone at night, whenever you're around a campfire.
What are those? What are they called?
Warforged?
Are they Warforged?
Yeah. They are not. They are just constructs.
No, there was something. There was another race out there. I can't think of what they're called. Kind of like steampunk style people.
Autonomous.
No, I think it's fourth edition.
Gotcha. Yeah. So, Dragon, that's what you do. Sharkbait, are you doing anything?
I'm just kind of chilling, letting everything happen.
Okay. Cool.
Can I listen to my carriage on by?
You can. Your carriage is the caravan master, and if you strike up a conversation with him, you can ask him pretty much anything because it's a 12-hour trip today.
Okay. I'm gonna ask him if he's ever seen any up-close magic.
Let me find out. He has never seen a magic trick in his fucking life, and he is entranced. He rolled a natural 1.
I am gonna shuffle my cards, do the bridge, kind of shoot them between my hands. I imagine I've been practicing a little with him, try and be a little slick, but not too slick.
And as he's watching you, you kind of see his horses kind of like veer off a little bit. That's how much.
I was about to say, as they're doing this, Bjork, can I throw maybe a perception just to kind of pick up his side of the caravan?
Like what? Like what's he's doing or what?
No, just kind of the surrounding area that he was watching before.
Oh,
Just kind of keeps my peripherals.
Yep. Roll perception.
All right, so that's +3, 13 is a 16.
Okay. Noted. Traka, go ahead.
Gonna shuffle like I was saying, play with him and fan him out. Say, pick a card.
He's kind of shaky. Like, he's super fucking excited to pick this card because he has no idea what you're going to do. And he's like, oh, what do I pick? 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 And he's like,
wait. Don't show it right as he's grabbing for it. Don't show it to me. You have to keep it a secret.
Okay. He pulls it and he stuffs it in his pocket.
No. Just memorize it. Pull it back. Don't let me see it.
Oh,
Don't
okay.
let me see it.
So he pulls it
Memorize
out and he sticks it right up to his face. Like if you've seen somebody that needs glasses but doesn't wear them because they're dumb, they have it like right up to their face. But he's not doing it because he can't see. He thinks somehow that's going to help him memorize it. So he's sticking it to his face and he puts it to his forehead and he goes, he kind of whispering to himself over and over and over, trying to remember this card. And he takes one final look and he nods to himself and he sticks it back in the deck.
All right, I'm gonna shuffle it up. Keep track of the card, do what I gotta do, and what do I roll? Performance.
Yep, performance, please, with disadvantage.
Huh?
With disadvantage.
You cut out when you told him what to roll.
Just your performance with disadvantage.
It would be an 8.
Still better than him because he's still going with that natural 1. No matter what fucking card you pull out, he thinks it's his. He is flabbergasted. And for the next 3 hours, he is bombarding you with questions on how you found his card. Because he is so sure that you got his card right.
Bjork, I'm just going to kind of glance over at Traka and just kind of shake my head and laugh.
All
I'll
right.
be like, you know who has a really cool magic trick? What was your name again? Extend my hand out to the caravan driver.
Ironically, this is the only one I didn't name.
You're
I'm
welcome.
going to call you Alfred.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Alfred.
We call Brandon
Alfred.
out every
Winging
single
it.
night.
Truckamash, nice to meet you. You know who has a really cool magic trick is
Oh, you know
Bjork.
what? I lied. I did name him. His name is Dougal Stonepick.
Shut the
All right.
fuck up.
Nope, I got it right here. Dougal Stonepick, a trail-hardened, humorless dwarf.
Humorless. That motherfucker was fascinating.
Dude, he rolled on that one. You
That's
caught
true.
him off the
That's
fucking guard.
I'll give you
Magic
that one.
trick. Am I right, Dougal?
That was amazing. I don't know how did you do it, man. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm gonna have to tell all my folks back home. It just doesn't.
I'll tell you what. If you ask Bjork to show you his magic trick,
Oh
I'll
shit!
show you another magic trick.
He looks over at Bjork, and Bjork, you see this motherfucker. His eyes are wide as fuck. Like he is like a deer in headlights. He's like, you know magic too,
Yeah.
and he calls you over.
All right. I'm gonna walk over there, kind
Okay.
of to the center, in between these two cards, over on the other side of his.
All right.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna say, "Hey, bud, you want to see another magic trick?"
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, "Well, this is one of the few that I can show, out here in the light." And I'm gonna hold both of my hands up, and I'm gonna close the left hand and open the right hand, and I'm gonna bend back my thumb halfway, and I'm gonna stick the half of the thumb from the other hand out of the end of my hand, and I'm gonna gesture and make it look like I'm pulling my thumb off.
Roll performance, please.
Oh fuck! What do I have? Here?
And since you're not using any tools, it's just going to be a straight performance check.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a 5.
He rolled a natural 20. He is not impressed. You get.
I'm just gonna kind of laugh. I'm gonna say most of my magic tricks are performed in the wee hours of the night.
Aye. And he kind of just like looks at you up and down like this motherfucker has no talent, and looks back at Traka like, "Let me see your trick again."
All right.
And
all
I'm
right,
gonna
all right.
I'm gonna hold my head up like I just really successfully passed some shit off, and I'm gonna walk back over to my side of the caravan.
All right, noted.
All right. I'm gonna pull out my cards and shuffle them again, and
All right. So for the sake of brevity, you go ahead and do this again. He again is fascinated by your card tricks. So you do have you've gained favor with him, which means at night you could probably ask him something more personal if you get him alone, and he'll probably answer you truthfully.
Heyo.
ooh,
Don't you already have a boyfriend?
It's true.
nope.
No, you definitely thought you had sex with that bartender's brother.
Yeah, you still believe that? Nobody set you straight. You still believe that?
Nylar, are you doing anything extra here?
I want to try to get closer to the priest without being like suspicious.
Okay, so make note of that for the nighttime. That way you can just kind of walk up and you can just straight up talk to him, and then you'll probably see his holy symbol at night. All right, Malaka's just going to walk along too. And then Dragoon and Sharkbait, you guys are cool?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So comes nighttime again.
And just to keep a tally, this is the third night, correct?
This is the third night, yes. Um, so as I know that a couple of you have something to talk to do tonight, so let's go ahead. Dragoon, you'll go first. You do see the dwarf forge master. So he's super buff, and he's right by the fire. Like he's really close to the fire. You can tell he's used to being around heat.
He's super buff.
Yeah, he's super buff, like buffer than you.
Oh shit! Nobody's buffer than me.
Yeah,
Leg
I gotta
wrestling.
have a flex off.
Leg wrestling.
like
We're gonna have ourselves a little gnome wrestling, midget wrestling going on here.
he's a dwarf first off, but secondly, well, I mean, guess you'll find out if you do anything. So,
He's definitely a foot taller than you.
you do see Dragoon, again, you believe it's a woman who does not have eyebrows, and she is conversing with the dwarf. As you step closer, you hear her talking about different compounds that would strengthen the steel and the iron that he when he forges things, and he's intently listening, and he's actually kind of jotting down notes too, and he's telling her about the different temperatures and what they do to the different metal types and the boiling point of the different metals and the boiling point of different chemicals that turn from a solid to a liquid. And she's fascinated, and she's kind of writing things down. And her handwriting is pretty messy because she's missing several fingers. What do you want to do?
I load up my pipe with the new stuff since I haven't smoked today.
Okay.
So hold on, I need to mark off. What is that? 3 days.
Yep, that is the third
3
day.
days.
So you've done 2 of your own stash, which I think you only had 5 days,
Yeah.
and then 1 day of your new stash, which you had 16, minus
15.
minus the one that you gave Malak for testing. So that's 14 then at that point. Plus your new stash of mixing, we'll call that 1 extra because you did 2 servings. So you're at 14 new, and you're down to 3 old. So actually, if you plan it out, it'll be exactly 20 days worth.
Okay.
All right. So you light up the pipe.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
I walk up to him and I kind of don't want to rudely interrupt, but I kind of, cough to get their attention. And I ask them while offering my pipe if I could sit and listen because their conversation sounds really interesting.
Yeah, she motions over for you to pull up a barrel. So you can just basically pull up this barrel and listen in.
And I noticed her handwriting sucks, right?
You do, but because you walked up behind her and seen her writing. It's not noticeable
You
from across the
also
crayon.
you also notice she has no damn fingers.
She has some. She's just missing some too.
Box and
We'll get to that here in a minute. So, as we're sitting there passing the pipe around and that, I don't want to rudely ask, but I look over at her and I go, I notice your handwriting wasn't so good. Would you like me to sit here and take notes for you?
She looks over at you, and she's not exactly scared or frightened or anything, but there is a look of concern onto why you would ask. And she looks over at the dwarf and then looks back at you and she goes, "Nope, I'm good."
Okay.
And she kind of
handwriting sucks.
Okay.
yeah, she kind of faces turns her body away from you, considering you just insulted her. and starts talking back to the dwarf.
Oh, fuck me running, man.
I mean, you did say her
Hey,
handwriting
on
sucks.
a side note, I've got a tattoo on my thigh of a skull with a hat that has the initials FMR for "fuck me running."
One of them ran left.
That's funny.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. You just said that.
Has
Anyways,
my pipe
carry
come
on.
back around?
What were you saying?
Has my pipe come back around?
Did you pass the pipe?
I did.
Oh, I
offered it
missed
to him.
that. Okay.
That's kind of when I was asking, is as it was going around.
I see.
When it came back to her.
She did not accept it. However, the dwarf does look at it and strikes a match and starts puffing, and then hands it back to you.
I start puffing on it too, while listening to the conversation while passing it back to the door.
All right. So you're just kind of puff passing. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
So what kind of? Sorry, interrupting out of character. Did we ever say what kind of writing this is on his pipe?
All he knows it is runic. He's not noticed anything different.
Like what language or anything?
All he has seen, because he looked, and all he knows is it's runic. He cannot read it.
I think it's why he's, ask the dwarf if you know.
While you guys are having this conversation, just real quick, Brandon, Bjork's going to pull out his lock and picks it again.
Okay.
And start tinkering with it.
I thought you said a Glock.
click.
Yeah,
boom.
man.
Go ahead and roll. Bjork, if you're not going to do anything else tonight, then go ahead and roll D20.
Okay.
Can I sit and weave a rope through the outside of my net so I can, pull something up in it and it'll tie?
So you're trying to make like a snare trap?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My net.
You would need to roll.
Survival.
Yeah, probably survival. See if you get it. Bjork, what'd you roll?
It was a 12.
Okay. Mark another success, please.
Yep.
And what are they now discussing? This is Dragoon.
So the alchemist and the dwarf are still just discussing different compounds. It's basically just a continuation of what they were already talking about. They weren't finished, but the dwarf is very straightforward. Like you guys are just passing the pipe back and forth. The alchemist kind of eases up a little bit. Like she's still turned away from you, but she's not as stiff as she was. Seeing that he is partaking in what you offered him, and there's nothing happening. But she's not exactly friendly per se. You can try to talk to her if you would like. Because
I would turn to her and apologize for my rude behavior to begin with. I should have never said anything in the first place.
Okay.
I just came over to merely listen in on the conversation because I was very intently listening to you talk about different alchemy compounds.
Okay. She nods to you and she says, just know it's not polite to point out someone's disabilities.
Again, I apologize, and that was not my intent in the first place. I was just trying to be helpful, and I know that came off really badly, and I'm sorry we got off to the wrong foot. My name is Dragoon.
As you are apologizing and basically prostrating, the dwarf just fucking busts out laughing. And as he starts laughing, The alchemist also starts laughing,
Okay.
and
Shit, just
she
point
looks at
over at
you.
Nylar and be like, "Man, we make fun of him every day."
She looks back at you, and she goes, "I got you going so good, man. I blew off my fingers months ago. This ain't shit."
I look at her in surprise, and I kind of just look at her crooked, and I say it real calmly because I'm stoned with the door.
Yeah.
I just got, didn't I?
Yep, you sure did.
You just got what?
Just got.
I just
I
got.
Yes, sir.
You also just got a stick up your ass too, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
So she does include you in the conversation about different alchemic compounds, and you guys kind of discuss it for a few hours. She opens up a lot better, not like on a personal level, but just discussing the art of alchemy.
Do I catch her name?
She only the dwarf only refers to her as the alchemist. She does not offer her name.
Do I catch the dwarf's name?
You do not, because she does not call him by his name. They don't really refer to each other by name because they have that kind of bond already. But you could ask him, I'm sure.
I look over at the dwarf and I go, "How adventurous are you?"
Right now, not so much.
Right.
This is a boring trip.
Well-
I'm on my way to consecrate yet another foundry of an important new forge. It's just another boring life in my fucking being a forge master.
Now, excuse my ignorance as I'm going to ask this question, but what all entails a forge master?
I worked my way up, and he kind of tells you his whole life story. He started as just a blacksmith's apprentice, became very good very, very quickly, and kind of raised through the ranks to be a blacksmith master. From that point, he was actually brought into the blacksmithing guild and quickly promoted up to a dwarven forge master. And essentially what that means is he is a person that goes to all the new forges, make sure they're up to par, make sure that things are getting done correctly with the minimal amount of flaws possible. And he's also the same person that tests all the new forges directly by making a magical item one time on each forge, and it is the very first item that will be forged on that forge.
He's the blacksmith OSHA.
Basically,
I look at him and go, "Wow, that's actually extraordinary. You must have some really good weapons then."
they're okay.
They're okay.
He's a
I'm
dwarf.
not. Yeah, you can tell that while he can craft magical weapons, magic is not his forte. He would rather be smashing steel than putting a bunch of work into one piece. He'd rather just be working through. You can tell he's very much a workhorse, and that's what he would prefer. But unfortunately, because he's so good, he's not able to do so.
I look at him and I go, "But you still have your tools on you, don't you?"
I have to use the tools at each forge. Otherwise, my tools would wear down very quickly.
Oh, I give you that. But you don't, carry a spare set with you just in case.
Nope. Everything is provided to me. That's why it's so boring. I can't do anything on the road.
Man, that is a boring life. You want to spice up tonight, though?
What the fuck?
He looks at you and he looks at your pipe and he says, "I'm already pretty spiced."
Well, I can make this pipe a lot spicier, trust me.
He laughs and just shakes his head. He goes, "No, I'm good."
Oh, I can
All
spice it up.
Fair enough.
Now, I will say,
you
for
know-
everyone that didn't catch, spice is an illegal drug in this country. Marijuana, which is what he has, is not illegal here.
Very alive.
So wait.
The same thing.
They are not the same.
So what he originally had wasn't what came from the Spice Shack, right?
It
No.
was, but it was a different, breed, right? So you had
Yes.
some homegrown back brew
Yeah.
stuff like you'd find on a farm. What she had was a hybrid of different, all kinds of different breeds to make this specific blend.
Okay, so technically what he's got, neither one is illegal
Correct. Yep.
in this region.
Yep.
Okay. All
I
right.
believe Sharkbait still has some regular spice stuff.
Yeah, no, he's got the shit from the Spice Shack.
Yeah.
He's got the
Gotcha.
spice.
He's got spice.
I can
So-
spice this up real quick.
As I finished up the conversation with the alchemist, I'm like, well, if you ever decide to change your mind tomorrow night, I got something for you. Just remember that.
All right. And
Vanilla?
they start kind of talking again. And then they both start packing up because it's getting pretty late and we're about to reverse time to see if anybody else wants to do anything because it is almost time for everyone to start taking shifts.
I'm already in bed.
Yep. Bjork already went off to bed. He spent 4 hours of his night working on the lockpick. But
Still
he
didn't
can
open
take
the goddamn thing.
Nope, still did not. But he can take the second or third shift. Everyone else, what do you want to do?
I'm gonna practice with my cards.
Okay, that'll take 4 hours. Do you want to do that during the first shift, or do you want to do that like during a second shift? Like, do you want to take
Yeah.
first shift and do second? Okay, that'll work.
I'll do it to keep me awake and paying attention.
Cool. Will do.
Oh,
Noted. Anybody
so
else?
now I have
remember-
a whole elaborate scheme to figure out the priest and his goddess.
Okay, so Nylar, you do walk up to the priest, and they are outside. Outside their caravan. Again, we're reversing time a little bit to have everything
My
coming at
scheme
once.
involved the dwarf, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's talking to Bjork, or to Dragoon.
Because I was going to try to arm wrestle because he thinks he's so big.
Maybe another night. But you can definitely go up to
No.
this priest and these acolytes and talk to them.
Because I was going to use the priest. I was going to use the priest going, "Oh man, I need some healing. Anybody- My arm hurts."
Sexual healing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to this priest if I
Okay.
can for just a brief moment. I don't need to take much time
All right.
because it is late.
Yeah, so you go up to the priest. What do you want to ask him?
I'm just gonna say, not trying to be nosy, but I overheard you guys heading to. Did they say where?
They did not. They just said it was a long journey and it would take several months.
I did hear them talk about reopening up a temple.
They're going to fix up a temple that will eventually reopen, yes.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I wouldn't mean nosy, but I overheard you guys talking about you guys have a long journey ahead of you. You're about to fix up a temple.
Yeah, we
If
are.
that's correct.
Yeah, me and my, what's the word?
Acolytes.
Yeah, we'll go with that because I can't think of the other word. Me and the acolytes here volunteered our life to rebuild this temple, and we probably won't even see it completed before we die. But we hope that one day
In on the floor.
it'll come in, or it'll be ready, and people can start worshiping there and rebuilding towards our God's peace.
Is this your first time doing this kind of work, or have you been doing this temple revamping for a while?
We are not the
Susie?
first people to go to this temple. We are actually the third set of people chosen by our church to go and continue the service.
Is this their first time?
Yes, it is their first time. Essentially, you get the gist that this is a lifelong commitment, and this is the third set of lifelong committers that have gone into this fixing this temple. They kind of tell you that there's still a couple more lifetimes of work to do before it's back to normal. And they also tell you that essentially while they take their breaks and because they do not work the seventh day, they go out and try to recruit people to help and try to spread the word of their god, whose name is
God. It's not a goddess. It's a god.
Yeah, it's a god. I misspoke earlier. I apologize.
Copy.
And is
Lathander.
it one or multiple?
There's one. They only worship one god.
So you say you go on you take your time, you break away from fixing up the temple to recruit. What is your god? Who is your god?
Our god is Lathander, the Morning Lord. He is the god of creativity, of dawn, renewal, birth, athletics, spring, and self-perfection. The god of vitality and youth.
Explains why they're so chipper.
Yep.
It's like I knew it had to be some type of flamboyant style god.
Very much so. He is essentially the opposite of necromancy and dark arts. So he is the one that brings on the light. He is mainly like very, very life oriented.
Brandon, I'm happy you brought that up, and that'll come into play here in coming sessions.
Here in just one moment.
All right.
Keep that guy in mind in your notes.
Oh yeah, he's already in my notes because they have a long journey, and this may not be the last time you see these people.
Sure.
Yeah, actually. Okay, so now they're not really suspicious
No.
anymore.
These are legit. They are lifers.
Holy rollers.
Yeah, they.
I don't know if these guys are trying to put on a front and working for Bahamut, or the
Sometimes you never know who you come across.
Well, you can check.
These guys don't work for Bahamut that I know of.
I mean, you can definitely roll an insight if you want.
Yeah, he's nailed these guys on the head. All right, so that was cool. I was like, all right, well, you guys need anything on your journey, or I hope to ride into you some other time. You guys need any help? Let us know.
So I will tell you, I think you're thinking of Tiamat, not Bahamut.
Tiamat. Thank you.
Bahamut's the good one.
Yeah. Tiamat is the bad one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right. Did you want to do anything else?
You guys have a good night.
Who hasn't spoke up here, Traka?
Sharkbait and Traka. Traka's doing card tricks.
Yep.
Traka, go ahead and roll your D20.
Sharkbait's beating
Was
off.
he doing that during his shift or off
Yeah,
shift?
he'll do that during his on call.
Okay.
What do you keep saying about Sharkbait?
Just if you want to do anything while they're at camp.
While we're at
Sharkbait's playing with his bird pecker, his little pecker.
can I roost in a tree and smoke my spice?
Yes, you can. Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Constitution save.
He's doing what?
He is smoking his spice in a tree.
15.
Yeah, you're feeling pretty good, man. There's no real ill effects with that kind of roll. I was really hoping you were going to fall out of that tree. I mean,
I was
so
too.
hoping.
I was too.
Can Nylar see this do this?
Yes, but it was while you were talking to the priest.
Damn.
Did you just
I
say,
was gonna
can
throw a rock.
Nylar see this do this?
Can Nylar see this too? I
Oh,
was gonna
okay.
throw a rock at him while he's in the tree.
I mean, once you're done, you totally can.
Oh, I'm totally gonna throw a rock. I'm done with these guys already.
All right. Yeah, you would need to roll a D20 plus your Dex modifier.
Fuck yeah.
Man, what happened between you and that bird?
It's the fucking birds.
What'd you roll?
D20 plus my
Yep.
Dex modifier.
Yes.
Where's my Dex? There it is. That is a 17.
What's your armor class? Sharkbait?
Shark bait.
Probably like a couple less than mine, or I just hit it.
Sharkbait's is 16. So yeah, you definitely hit him. It pings off his armor, so he doesn't take any damage, but you still do hit him. And with him being messed up, he is looking around like, what the fuck just did that? Like, he has no idea. Because A, you're small and you're around wagons. B, he's up in a tree. He thinks he's safe smoking this spice. So he is now kind of freaked
And
out.
his perception's fairly low.
Yeah, exactly.
And now he's tripping balls. He's paranoid.
He is paranoid. But nothing ill happens. He doesn't fall out of the tree or anything.
Oh yeah, I didn't really want to. I wanted to spook him. I mean, knock him out of the tree would have been funny.
Yeah, well, yeah, it would have, but it did not happen.
You're strong enough to pick up boulders, by the way.
I'm not trying to kill the bird.
All right.
I may hate birds, but not that much.
Was there anyone else that wanted to do anything? We got the spice smoker. We got the marijuana smokers. We've got
Sharkbait's an addict.
Jork went to bed the first shift.
I'm just over here fiddling
Dougal
with my
some
goddamn
more
lock.
magic tricks.
Okay. Are you just gonna go up to random NPCs and try to get them to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So just roll your D20 to see if you succeed or not, and we'll count that as your magic trick to all of them.
Would the one that he pulled earlier, would that count?
Yes, but not as a success.
Okay.
Because
All
the other guy rolled a 1, so no, it didn't matter what he rolled.
Gotcha.
Is this still,
Two people were talking at the same time.
1 second, press. Is this still the middle of the night?
It's not the middle of the night. It's early evening.
So can I be all like messed up on spice and get sketched out and use my divine sense to check the woods?
You totally can, yes.
Evil creatures.
Yep.
And do. I would like to do that.
Okay.
I'm scared.
Yeah,
I'm
so
scared.
you're super paranoid and you're like, oh shit. Like you just felt that rock hit you and you're fucking sure that there's something out there that's undead. And you strike up your divine sense and you're like, all right, motherfuckers, come at me. And you're like, ah! And
Can I see what they're doing?
you cannot see him. Like, you can see him in the tree, but you don't know what he's doing.
Throw another rock.
I've seen this episode of Intervention before.
Sharkbait, you do not sense any undead.
There's nothing around.
You don't sense any undead fiends or whatever the other
Celestials.
celestials. Yeah, none of those.
All right, that makes me feel safer, I guess.
I'm gonna throw another rock.
All right, another dex D20 plus dex.
And are we doing the first watch as this is going on?
No, the first watch hasn't even started yet.
Okay, just wait. Gotcha.
That's a 16 right on the money.
Yeah, so that actually does hit, but just barely. It just like he doesn't even feel it. It just dings off. Like he may have heard it, but he's also super focused on trying to make sure there's no zombies around. So it doesn't even affect him.
Try and sneak over there
Okay.
towards Sharkbait in the tree.
All right. I need you to roll stealth, please.
Since it's late at night, can we say that I took my armor off?
Give me a minute to move.
Yeah, you could have dressed down, but if you're on first watch, you better dress up right back after this. And Sharkbait, you do not have night vision. So, regardless of his stealth roll, you do not see him, but you might be able to hear him. So, what is your stealth roll?
My stealth roll.
No, Chaka. What's your stealth roll?
18.
Yeah, he is silent. And you do not hear him approach. Chaka, what do you want to do?
Poke him
Can
in
I
his
pull
butt.
out my snare net with the rope that I made and try and throw it at shark bait in the tree?
Okay, so I will say, because you're aiming at a tree and it's a fucking net that's spread out, roll a athletics check with disadvantage.
Okay.
Because I have a feeling it's going to get caught up on some branches.
That would be an 8.
Yeah, it snags onto a branch, but Sharkbait, you see this net come out of fucking nowhere. What do you do?
I can fly, right? Still, like 30.
No, you still have your heavy armor on.
Oh. Flap my wings really loudly and scream like a girl.
You definitely can, but I need to hear this.
You need the scream.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You got to play it out.
You got to play this
Yep,
motherfucker
yep.
out. Oh, sorry to all your family there. Okay, that was good.
Oh,
Yeah. So you scream like a little girl, and you fall out of the tree as you're trying to fly, right? But with a heavy armor on, you can't fly. You're more like a chicken when they try to fly. So you're kind of like coasting down, but you're kind of frantic too. So you're dropping very quickly with not a lot of slowdown. You don't take any damage, but you definitely land on your back. And you are knocked prone for the next 12 seconds, which means everyone else basically gets 2 actions if they want to, seeing this.
Can I use one action to pull the net back in,
Yes.
and then one action to throw it on him and pull him, toss? Well, that'd probably be 2, but like toss the rope over a branch and pull him up.
That would be a total of 3 actions, but I will allow you to throw it at him before he can react.
Okay, I'm gonna throw the net at him and be like, "Nylar, grab this!"
I was going to try to stick my finger in his butt, but okay.
I'm gonna hand Nylar the rope.
All right. Well, first off, you need to see if you hit him. So go ahead and throw a dexterity. Actually, I think net has its own now, right? So if you equip the net in your inventory, you should be able to hit or roll, and I think it's like a plus something.
Add item.
Can I see all this going on?
Was that Dragoon?
Yes.
You would hear it. You wouldn't see it because you're in conversation with the dwarf and the alchemist. Like, all this is happening at the exact same time.
Okay. That's
Brandon, too, I think you meant to tell him it's in his actions.
Yeah, it has to do with make a DC 10 strength
Yep.
check.
Yep. Also, are you proficient with nets?
No,
Okay.
should probably learn how to do that while we're wandering.
You can't do card tricks and net. You would have to pick one
Oh,
because you can only learn one thing at a time.
I'm gonna stick with my card tricks.
Okay. So basically, when you throw a net, you're just gonna do it at disadvantage. I still think there's a plus modifier though, right? Let's see. I'm gonna equip it onto. Yeah. So it would be. Go ahead and equip it, and there's still a hit DC. Like Bjork's is +4, so I don't know what yours would be. I'm not on yours.
Oh, okay. I see it now.
But you'll do it at disadvantage because you're not proficient.
It'd be 11.
Actually, you know what? I bet you are proficient with it. Are you proficient with martial weapons?
Yes.
Then yeah, you're proficient with it.
And it's a 19.
Yeah, it definitely wraps around him, and you pull the rope, and it closes up around him. Now, at that moment, Sharkbait, you do feel this net come around you and close you in. What do you want to do? Because you have a DC 10 to escape, I believe. So you can roll a strength check. So
You
basically,
gotta roll a strength check.
Yep.
I do?
Yeah. I threw my net and it's on you, and I'm like hoisting you up in a tree.
I rolled an 18.
Yeah, you break out of that net really fucking quick. I'm going to let you do a free action just because it's almost time to leave anyways. What do you want to do with that net now that you've broken out of it?
Do with the net?
Yeah, because right now you're holding it.
You used to have 3 actions. How many actions does it take to shove it up his ass?
2.
Well, you'd have to
Two
pull down.
actions?
You'd have to walk over, pull down his pants voluntarily, and he would have to accept it. Bend him over, and shove it up his ass. So a lot.
I mean, you can roll for it.
Yeah,
Roll.
yeah. Roll for it. Do it. Roll a d20.
Or you can
Just
get caught trying to remove his pants.
straight d20.
Just straight D20?
Yep.
Roll.
We'll see what happens.
Oh, you're all roll.
Rolling that.
D20, I got a 10.
Yeah. So you trip on the way over there, and you tangle yourself in the
Can
net.
I put Hunter's mark on him?
Sure.
Ooh.
Sharkbait, you see yourself glow just slightly, and it's not a light. It's more of almost like a red dot where you are now marked.
Mark do.
You're marked.
All right, and it is 11 p.m. Eastern, so this is normally our stop time. I can let this play out, but then we'll probably have to end it there, which is a good ending point, anyways, because we're at a fresh start. I will say, for the sake of brevity, nothing happens tonight. I already rolled for it.
Yep.
I
And
rolled
this is the
incredibly
third night,
shitty.
correct?
Yeah, this is the 4th night.
4th. Ooh, I missed a tally. All right.
No, you're right.
So,
Day 3, 3rd night. Yes. So we're
since
going on
I
day
see
4.
him coming at me, trying to shove this net up my ass or whatever, can I punch him in the face?
Yeah, do an unarmed strike against him.
That would be a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah, it hits.
Oh,
You
you're dirty.
yeah, you just punch him right in the fucking beak.
You killed me.
And as you are on Spice and just got fucked up with the net and then fell, that probably knocks your ass out.
Good night.
Yeah, so
We didn't knock him out.
well, to be fair, he was already fucked up. And he just got knocked out.
It only adds a 1d6 to...
Yeah, not unconscious, not like
3.
you didn't knock him out
Well,
as in like KO. It's a
He knocked him out
factor.
in good night.
Yeah, like good night. Like he was already getting to that point because he was messed up, and he would have fallen asleep quickly. Because if you remember correctly, that stuff puts you to
Oh,
sleep.
yeah. The spice.
Yeah.
Okay, Bjork, will you help me take him to bed?
Or you could put him in the net and hoist him in a tree because he cannot escape until he wakes up.
I mean, hey, Nylar, you want to capture a bird?
Yes. Yes, I
Let's
do.
Go get my net, and we'll put him in it and hoist him till he wakes up. Then he can try and escape.
All right. Yeah, so,
I kick
This
him
way
before
we
he wakes
know
up.
he won't escape in the middle of the night either.
oh, that's true. Yeah. All right,
Me and
so
Nylar are gonna trap him in the net and
sounds good. And
take him ground and tie him up so he's knocked out asleep in the net.
so as all the merchants and everyone goes off to bed, after having good conversation with an alchemist and a forge master, Dragoon, seeing his friends playing with the bird, heads off to bed as well. And as Nylar and Draka laugh at their unfortunate bird friend maybe being a little looser option for Nylar, they kind of laugh together as they also go to bed. Draka there are shifts going about throughout the night. Nothing happens, just for brevity's sake. Bjork, you mess with your cards and you sleep a full night. I'm sorry, the lockpicks.
Yep.
And Sharkbait, you are out cold until the morning. We will see if anything happens to Sharkbait, because Sharkbait is knocked out cold and hanging in a tree.
The bears won't get to him.
But the bears will not get to him. You are correct. But an owlbear might.
I picture Nylar with his axe just pacing around the
Yeah.
net, making
Right.
sure nothing messing with his capture.
When it comes morning time, I just cut the rope and let him fall.
Yeah, basically. That's kind of what I'm imagining.
Muttering about.
Please do
stupid
that as
fuck-
your action. Please, Nylar, do that as your action. Please, add a character, please.
Oh, that somebody will have to decide that for me because I will not be able to make next session.
We will actually make it morning now, and as you all wake up, describe your first actions before the caravan gets onto the road.
Hey, Brandon, real quick. Hang on, let me pause.
Yep.
So we're on the third night, but I've only got 2 rolls for lockpicking. Did I miss a night?
You must
did.
have. Yeah.
Did
You
I?
did.
All right, that's fine. I just want to make sure I didn't miss one of my rolls.
Yeah, you
That's
probably did miss one.
I think it
like
was the second
misroll.
night whenever we were when we were fucking with Dragoon.
Me.
Yep. So you can go ahead. If you did miss any of your proficiency rolls, go ahead and roll them. Anything above a 12, or actually, sorry, an 11 is a success. Anything at a 10 is just stalemate, where you didn't learn anything, but you also didn't hurt anything. Anything under a 10 is a failure.
Under a 10.
So,
Yep.
mine would be arcane. Would it help that I talk to the alchemist in that?
Yours is what are you trying to do?
Arcane?
An alchemist is not arcane.
Oh, what's the alchemist?
Alchemist is alchemy, and you're already proficient.
Yeah. Arcane is like
Magic.
like magical senses.
Yep.
Alright, I'll do that. I'll do arcane.
Yeah, alchemists make like potions and.
Yep, and you're already
It doesn't-
proficient with that.
It doesn't show me alchemist on mine.
You are not proficient in alchemy.
No, it doesn't show me alchemy.
Okay, so you can do that instead if you'd like. Where you, since you did
Alright.
talk to her, and kind of listen in, you can roll for alchemy and try to become. No, you are proficient in alchemist supplies, so you're good. You're already proficient in alchemist supplies.
So I
Yeah,
rolled
that's under the tools.
Yeah.
Oh,
In your proficiency.
And you're already proficient in Arcana too.
okay, so... God, see, I hate this. Let's go perception, wisdom.
Okay, so that would be you would need to talk to someone that is that has good tracking. So anyone that is proficient in perception.
I'm
help.
proficient in perception and survival.
Okay. So he's already proficient in survival. So perception, he's going to lean on you, and you can kind of show him stuff like how to pick up words or how to notice things that other people may not. So you get 3 rolls of that. Just keep track yourselves. We'll kind of handle that outside of the stream. So if you want to describe your very first actions before we head off for the night.
I got a question about my rolls really fast.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a nat 20 and then an 8 and a 9.
Okay, so you had 2 successes and 2 failures, so you are even. So don't even worry about marking anything. Basically, you just dead straight.
You might just jot down on your notes real quick. I think he said a 10 and an 11 is neutral.
A 10 is neutral. An 11 and above is a success. A natural 1 is 2 failures. A natural 20 is 2 successes.
That way, so you know whenever you roll in the future exactly where it lands.
Okay.
And Bjork, I'd like to take the first action whenever everybody's ready.
Yeah. So everybody, all the merchants wake up. They notice nothing missing. They of course are doing their morning rituals of making sure everything is kept up straight. They do start packing away the camp. Bjork, you step out of your tent, and what do you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna step out and I'm gonna kind of take a look around, and I noticed something tied up in a tree in a net.
Touch my bird.
And I'm gonna just kind of walk up and poke it with a stick.
You're just gonna poke the tree with a stick?
No, the net. It's kind of bound pretty tight. I can't really tell exactly. Maybe somebody set a trap.
So I will say the net is about 20 feet in the air.
Nylar runs out with an axe.
And you
So
now
I'm gonna hunt around. I'm gonna hunt around for a really long stick, and it's probably gonna take a while to find it.
Yeah, and by the time you do, you hear Nylar screaming as he's running towards the tree with his axe held high.
Wake up, bird brain! Chop.
So this is gonna sound really dumb, but Nylar, roll to hit.
Yeah.
Come on, nat 20.
Come on, nat
Roll
1.
for strength too, because you might take down the whole fucking tree.
What'd you get?
What am I rolling?
To hit with your axe, whatever your axe is. It's plus whatever.
Oh yeah. Axe, throwing axe, and it doesn't give me the. There it is. It doesn't give me the rolls.
Would it be?
It's underneath actions.
Do you have a great axe?
It's a throwing. There it is. No, it's a throwing axe.
He has a special axe.
Come on. Close enough.
What'd you roll?
24.
Oh yeah. You hit that rope hard. So the rope only has 1 HP. So no matter what you fucking roll, it snaps. And the bird comes tumbling down. Sharkbait, you wake up in a free fall. You have approximately 6 seconds before you land back on your back. What do you do?
How do I have to roll to land the perfect superhero landing?
You totally can. Roll a dexterity saving throw.
I got 21. Superhero landing.
Actually, acrobatics, if it's higher than your dex, I don't think it is though. Then your dex saving throw, you can use it.
I just used my dex saving.
Okay, yeah, so 21. You fucking superhero land that shit, impressing everyone.
I'll smack him on the head.
With your axe?
No, I'm just giving him a
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
brain duster.
All right.
Go over and collect my net and rope and be like, I see it works. Good morning.
The rope's shorter now.
Yeah, do note that you will need to re-rope it.
Okay.
Like the net itself is fine. But the rope that you intertwined in it will need to be redone.
And also, before I forget, Bjork, I'm going to take my bronze pieces. And being half orc, we've got kind of, really coarse, but very few hairs. I'm going to toss them in my loincloth
What the
in
fuck?
hopes that they polish themselves as we're
Did you
walking
say
on
brass?
this journey. Maybe.
I think you meant the copper. Yeah. Okay.
Copper.
I was like, what the
I was
fuck are you
looking at the
talking
color.
about? Okay.
I do construction. I was looking at the color.
Yeah.
Brass.
Nice. Okay, so you put them in your loincloth, and as you walk, your pubes will rub it clean.
There you go.
Gross.
No one else knows this. They did not. No one's seen you do this.
No, nobody
Scared.
takes note of me tossing these little pieces into my loincloth.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to. I'm not even wanting to pay attention to that.
All right. Dragoon? I think you're the only one left for an action.
Yeah, I want to do my vial.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your dexterity.
You gonna go in the woods?
Nope.
And
Just
you
gonna
all
let
already
everybody
did your
know you're
actions.
sitting in the bottle, huh?
Fuck.
What'd you get?
Six.
Yeah, man, you are still fucking upset about that 30 gold lost of acid. And then on top of that, yesterday you missed, so you were out another 15 gold. And then lo and behold, now you're down 60 gold worth of acid down the fucking tube. Roll your damage and then take half.
See what I did.
Fucking damn it.
See what I did.
Everyone also does get the long rest. So remember, do the long rest and then take your damage.
Of course. Fucking
out
of
of
course.
Out of character, I'm gonna say I didn't cause this because I was just trying to figure out what was going on.
Nope, no, it was all him.
You're guilty by association.
Oh, it was all me. Why you gotta stick up your ass, bud?
Yeah, he never removed it. That's true. He
Duly
didn't.
noted in character. You better stay awake one of these nights.
All right.
I'm gonna
That
make sure
was-
I have the trap set up.
That was statement of the night.
All right. So, as you all get back on the road, Nylar jumps into Bjork's backpack, ready for a ride. And you all start
Yeah, I'll
adventuring
do
for
it.
day 4. And that's where we will end it. We got through 4 days, which is actually longer than I thought we would, or more than what I thought we would. 'Cause y'all
Shit.
like to go on
I
tangents.
thought we'd be on night 7 or 8 by now.
Oh, no. I
You guys
knew.
realize that canonically Nylar has to live in Bjork's backpack now.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
until he comes back.
And to everybody viewing, this is another thing we talked this past week about
It's true.
in the off stream.
Yeah. So we'll leave it there. We are on day 4 of the 20-day trip. So we are about almost a quarter way through.
This
Just
is
a-
what happens when we kill the bad guy right away.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
20-day trip takes 40 nights.
Yeah. This will be fun, guys. I can't wait. So Traka
I
did get a
know.
letter. As a quick recap, Traka got a letter that was written in Orc. No one knows but him and Bjork what it says. So there's some mystery there. We'll see what happens there. I will say next stream will be Wednesday at 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. per normal. If we get through another 4 days, or maybe even 5, we'll see some more storyline come out.
It went way too smooth tonight, so I would say
Dude, I
in
rolled
next
really
week.
shitty tonight, and that's the only reason why.
I know. Tune in next week because some really fucked up shit's about to happen.
Yeah, I'm using different dice next week. So,
I know.
thanks everyone for watching. Again, disclaimer for everyone who joined late: do not listen to this around kids. Tonight was actually one of our better nights of not being a raunchy assholes, but typically it can get a little rough. So make sure.
Don't listen to past shows with your kids.
Yeah, definitely don't. So thanks everyone
The
for
first
watching.
3 of them do not play around the kids.
Yeah, that is for
You
sure.
have been warned.
Oh,
We just
definitely the
made a
first-
bird
definitely the
sleep
first
in a
one.
tree. in a net after I punched
You-
him in the face.
You guys
That's
are fucked up for that.
He
All
was
right.
gonna attack me. And
By the way,
my
I just.
oh shit, hold on. What's the damn gnome's name? You little
Nylar.
bastard.
Nylar.
Nylar. You owe me 30 fucking gold, dickbag.
You're up to 45
I've already
now.
given you
No,
5.
60.
Okay,
Because
good
you
night,
missed the last
everybody.
two, too. All right. So that's where we're going to end it. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Be sure to share with your friends if you think we're fantastic. And if you don't think we're fantastic, fuck you anyways. Have a good night. Remember, be kind to each other. Do something nice for someone tomorrow. Love each other. But most importantly, love yourselves. Have a good night, everyone.